What's going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown Your Questions, episode 282. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and today I'm joined by Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
Yo.
Adam Vale.
I'm an unlockable character in Streets of Rage 4.
Yay. And Brian Munjoma.
I can't believe that Joel is a cybernetic organism sent back in time to protect Ellie from the virus.
Man, you just spoiled the game, bruh.
I will do that until we get random spoilers.
Well, I couldn't believe
they're not actual spoilers.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe they picked Wesley Snipes to do the voice work for that. I was like,
and he's voicing Ellie out of all people. It's like, yo.
The future dude. I was like, what?
Yeah. Nez Freak says, long live Plátano Power. You already know, son.
Now
you already know.
I hate you.
All right. So right at
Menudos.
Yo, by the way, Adam, you said that shit, right? Like the Menudos coming back. Menudos coming back, baby. You know. Okay. So Manny, we don't know where the hell he is. And Brett literally sent me a message right now. What is he saying to me? He says, putting out a. Okay. He's dealing with some home drama, it seems, but he'll be here eventually. Oh man. By the way, I couldn't do it, people. My goal was, I was like, all right, I'm going to not shave for the entirety of the Rona, right? But what also went along with it was I also hadn't cut my hair for this entire time, right? But the show's getting fucking itchy and shit. So I'm like, all right, I'm cutting my hair. So I cut my hair, like my usual style, all like short and crew cut and shit. And then it was like, so I basically had like a baldish head with this big fucking beard. I'm like, it looked interesting. It didn't look bad. But it wasn't me, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like I looked like a mountain man or something, you know?
You look like Jeff Bridges in the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, yo, that's actually perfect. I look like that. Actually, I'm gonna say it. I look very white, you know. I was like, nah, I gotta have my Dominican back, you know. So I shaved it like I normally do, and I used to. By the way, I'm always amazed how every time I like shave, I look 10 years younger. It's hilarious. That's why, because people till this day think,
can you hear me?
Yes. Hello, Manny.
Yeah.
Till this day, people are like, you know, when I tell them I'm 40, they're like, no, you're not. You're 30. I'm like, thank you, but no. You know, it's crazy. It's just Dominican genes, man. You know, Manny has them too, and Adam. You know, and Chris, you ain't Dominican. You look pretty fucking young yourself, brother.
Yeah, I get complimented. But when I grow my beard, though, and the salt and pepper's in there, it gives it away.
Yeah, it gives it
cut
away.
It off, hide it.
Yeah.
I had to shave too. I couldn't deal with it. But the hair, my kids want me to grow the hair again. They were like, we want Jesus to come back. Jesus needs to be up here.
Jesus is gone.
Times are rough right now.
Yo, I'm laughing because Adam, remember when you first started doing Throwdown with us and shit, you had long hair. I was like, yo, that's Jesus right there.
I remember you doing that. I don't know if we should pray to you because it's like, here it is. So I'm gonna. Yo,
it's fucking drinking right there.
I'm gonna let it grow.
Yo. So yeah, that's what happened. So basically, it was two things. Like I looked like Jeff Bridges from the first Iron Man movie, and it was just like I had to upkeep it and shit. I had to brush it. I'm like, come on, man, I'm not trying to do all this shit. You know, it's hilarious. But now I look 27 again, so that's perfect. You know. Oh God!
You trick those chicks on Tinder. There you go.
Yo, we don't talk about that. Yeah. By the way, you know, not disparaging those sites. I would not try to date anybody that way. I'm just saying, man.
I was listening to.
By the way, that proves my fucking age. I'm like, I'd rather do it, you know, like somebody I know and shit. That's some random bitch. Anyway, what were you saying, Adam?
I was listening to the news. It was on NPR, and they were like, "How is that dating life?" That works, especially when there's this type of thing going on. And they talked about it, like some people saying that they would just do like video chats and stuff like that. They're not doing in person.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. You know,
a relationship that way. But I'm sure there's.
I want to know how many people are gonna break up after this shit. Like, I spent all the time with you. I'm sick of your fucking ass.
There was some therapists on there. She said divorces are gonna spike because of so many couples that had just spent too much time together during this.
Yeah, hating each other. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about some video games, man.
What's this video game shit?
Specifically, Manny, we're going to answer some fan questions.
Oh.
So let's get into it, man. First up, Illustrated Dio. Before we even get to this man's questions, though, two things. I got to set up the Chirons, and also, this is what I plan to do. I want to give Dio some props real quick. obviously, we value all our fans here on Throwdown. You know, whether you've been here forever or just joined yesterday, we value all you. But Dio, he's one of those dudes, man. Day one, you know, still rocks with us, you know, and you know, and we've actually met him, you know, especially Manny. He sees Manny more than I do, you know.
I see Dio every, you know, pretty much every year at New York Comic Con, and even sometimes he's like, you know, like he'll do like we will communicate on there, and he's like, "Oh man, I won't be able to see you the first time." I'm like, "Dude, I'll be here." And if we miss each other, no problem. We're in New York. We probably go get some food or some shit, right?
Yeah, man, exactly. Yeah, that's what's cool about it. The last time I hung out with him was after that Kojima thing we went to, Manny, last year. He was outside and shit, so I hung out with him. We've eaten with him though. We went. It was after the other Kojima thing actually.
Yeah, was with Ruby and Dio and a few other folks.
Yeah, Jordan, you know, Jordan Minor. Yeah, it was good times, man. So shout out to Dio, man. All right, so his first question is, what are your thoughts on a sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn potentially becoming cooperative? Did you or did you not enjoy the first game, and how are you still? How did you or did you not enjoy the first game, and are you still waiting on a game like Killzone 2 by Guerrilla Games to come to next gen? A lot of questions in one there, brother. All right, co-op for Horizon Zero Dawn 2? Sure, why not? Nothing, never anything bad with co-op.
Co-op's always good in any game.
That's what I'm saying. Adam said it perfectly. Yeah, that's perfect. I can't add any more to that. Co-op would be perfect in every game, you know? The other part, are you waiting on Killzone 2? I don't care about Killzone. Fuck Killzone. I don't care about that.
Killzone's been killed. That shit ain't coming.
Yeah, that shit ain't.
Well, after
Horizon
Shadowfall, after Shadowfall,
Guerrilla is now going to be the Horizon Zero Dawn company. I guarantee you that. Yeah, if Rico was here, he'd probably say something about Killzone, but rest of us, we don't care.
Yeah, I mean, for me on the Horizon, I would love to see the 2-player mode. I haven't actually played the original Horizon. It's just one of the. I get those sorts of moments where sometimes where I'm like, the game looks good, but I don't know if I really want to play it.
Yeah,
you know. So, but I think it's co-op would sell me on the game a little bit more because, you know what, if it's just on alone, you know, it's all good, but it's always good to have an online co-op game. Like, I mean, I always talk about this for Gears of War, man. Like, that was so cool. Like,
it was so cool, so fun.
Yeah, you just jump in, jump out. Good stuff.
That's it. By the way, Manny, Sketch wants to know if you're rocking a Jerry curl.
Oh no, that's just my hair.
That's it, man.
It's fucking hot today, man.
Yeah.
I got Puerto Rican hair, man.
Hey, my man.
So you know, if the weather's hot, the fucking I look like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So what?
Yo, Sketch, you know you look like that too, bro. Or you did,
when you
had hair, you know. Hey,
you know what's funny? Yeah. It's funny. I've known Sketch for so long. I've actually never seen him with hair.
Really interesting.
Yeah. I've known him for so long. I've never seen what hair version of Sketch looked like.
Yeah. By the way, even when I had like lots of hair, I could never do that. Because my hair was like, it was weird. It's like fro on the top and then long on in the back. It was, you know, again, Dominicans are mutts. You know how it is, man. The mofongo hairstyle. You already know, man.
Me and Tony have pretty much the same type of hair.
Yeah, pretty much.
But this is like if you don't wash it for a little bit, it gets a little greasy, and you know it starts sticking together.
I just decided fuck that hair shit. I'm just doing this now, you know. That.
It's funny, like as we got older. So Tony started. Our other friend started losing his hair first. Tony started losing his hair. I just get gray.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, even if I had hair, I'd probably just cut it the way I do now because I don't want to. When I started cutting it, I'm like, damn, I don't have to take care of shit anymore. This is great, you know.
You don't need to use a lot of shampoo.
I don't use shampoo. Period. I just use soap. I just use soap. Like, you know.
I mean, when you had your hair short, right? You just used a little shit. But
Yeah.
now you don't even need to do any of that.
No, back when I had my hair normal, I had to use a lot of shampoo because it's so fucking greasy as Dominican hair and shit. Anyway, why are we even talking about this? We just went
because a sketch thought I was going off the wall.
You know, oh man, we just went off on a fucking tangent. Throwdown, baby. You know, what the fuck are we even talking about anymore? Oh, okay. Dio asked us what are our expectations. By the way, Dio, forgive me for my answer for this. He goes, "What are your expectations for the sequel to Final Fantasy VII Remake?" If you want to hear what we have to say about that, check out the spoiler alert. We go into detail about that. Plug. All right, and the last question from Mr. Dio. This is the official one, by the way. Hairstyle DLC for Throwdown, baby. Paikuhan, you crazy, bro. You know? I'm just rocking the military style, like no hair, period, you know? It's utilitarian, that's the word of it, you know?
You'd be a perfect video game character.
I would be. You don't have to animate my fucking hair. There's nothing there. You know, I cut it.
It's just a texture.
You know? And I made it easier for the animators. I shaved my beard too, you know? Anyway, okay, next question. Is anybody else playing... By the way, this is a question for the chat, too. I want to get you guys involved into this one. Is anybody else playing Predator Hunting Grounds? I have it because I'm a huge fan of the franchise currently, enjoying it, but in all honesty, it's a bit rough around the edges when it comes to a visual basis, gameplay, and sound. In my opinion, it's top-notch, though. This is unrelated. Side note, Monster Hunter World Iceborne is still growing with free accessible content into next month. Make sure you plan another game night when y'all can for Monster Hunter. I'll be sure to help you out. Yeah, we also game with Dio too, man. Mm-hmm. Dio's the man. All right, but his question is, how are you interested in playing Predator Hunting Grounds or not? Again, this is also for the chat too.
I passed on it. Remember, I think somebody asked this question a few months ago, wanting to know if I was looking forward to it because I like all these type of games. And this one, man, it looked rough, but when I saw it, I'm like, something about it isn't going to play right. You know, so I instantly passed on it, and it's sad. I would like to be proven wrong. I love the Predator. Everybody loves it. The music's iconic. We all enjoyed it. I think that's why the question was asked to me, because I was playing at the time Ghost Recon's Wildlands, and they added that Predator DLC.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, if you like this, you must like when they come up with the main game. But it just doesn't play the same. It's just not the same separate vibe, and sucks.
Yeah. I played it at New York Comic Con last year, and I didn't dislike it, but I could tell it's one of those kind of, you know, not kind of, it is asymmetrical type of game. This would happen in my match, right? So I was one of the humans. I think it was 4 humans, and it's 4 humans versus 1 predator, right? Now, the thing about a game like this is if the main bad guy or villain or whatever is a shitty player, that match is not going to last very long. That's what happened to us, right? We go into the forest and shit. We're like, we go into this one village, just like Predator, Adam. You know, we go there, fuck everybody up, all the humans. Yeah, we kill all those motherfuckers. Predator literally lands, bam, right in the middle of us. So all of us looked like, oh, it's the Predator. Fired on his ass, ended the match in 5 minutes, bro. Killed his fucking ass. You know? It was like, all right, so that's what this type of game is. So no, I'm not interested in that. I'm guessing that's for the rest of the panel too. Nobody really cares about this shit.
I was not. I mean, like, I respect that studio because isn't that the same studio that did the Friday the 13th? I respect that studio because especially the shit that they had to go to even make that sort of genre of game. And that game. So like, I respect them, but at the same time, it's not my sort of thing.
Yeah. By the way, the chat seems to say the same thing. Sketch actually said, I played the beta, but I'm not a fan of it. It is still very unpolished, and the queue times are food stamps long.
Damn. Oh, that means no one's playing it.
Oh, no one's playing it.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like Friday the 13th was the same way.
Damn, I thought I was gonna say
but Friday, yo, the government cheese. Remember that shit with the blocks?
Yo, that and peanut butter. That shit'll take forever.
Nobody's playing RE Resistance either.
Yeah, but look what happened.
Time for those games.
But Chris, Friday the 13th did eventually turn around and become one of the biggest streamed games out there. So who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, I think that the popularity of those games skyrocketed. Like Evolve tripped out of the gate. That was bad.
Yeah.
And then these guys made Friday the 13th came along, but at the huge horror franchise, right? So that worked. So they thought, oh, we'll just do that again. But I think the popularity of those games has like fallen off. Like I don't think anyone really cares for that stuff.
Hey, actually, Brian, how's Dead by Daylight doing, man? Because that was huge, you know.
I have no idea. I don't play it.
I know that one really got big because you could have different.
Yeah. Brian, the reason I bring you up is because that's one of those games that was huge on fucking PC for years, right? And then it came to console, and motherfuckers like, what is this? You know? But yeah, no. Here's the asymmetrical games are popular to an extent, but you're right, Chris. Maybe they're not anymore. Who knows?
Well, I just look at RE Resistance. People were having the same problem. Nobody played that. Damn. I didn't play that mode. I didn't even download it. Like it came with the cost of the game. I didn't even download it.
I didn't bother with that shit. I saw. That's another thing. I played that. I didn't play. I saw my friend Jordan. He was playing it at Comic-Con. I'm like, fuck is this shit? You know. All right, man. Where the fuck are we? Next question. Johnny W. Uppercut, and his first question is kind of interesting. All right, do you guys know anthology games besides Life is Strange? So I'm guessing he wants to know other episodic games. I think that's what he's asking here. Yeah, go to Telltale. All their games are episodic.
I'm wondering, is that what he's asking?
Yeah, he's
it sounds
because even Life is Strange 2, is that still in the same universe as Life is Strange 1?
Yeah, it's a sequel.
Is it? Because it's the kids. So where the boys come from?
It's in the. I mean, it's not a sequel to like the first story, but it's a sequel to. It's a sequel. Understand? It's in the same universe, Adam. That's what I mean.
That's what I was asking. Yeah, because I remember they did the free episode with the kids and the superhero.
Yeah. That was another one, Captain something or other. But yeah, I think he's at. Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of Life is Strange 2.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. But yeah, he's asking us if we know any other. I guess he means episodic games. Yeah, everything from Telltale. All they do is episodic games. As a matter of fact, they're the ones that popularized the current version of that shit.
Oh yeah, tons of them are out there.
Yeah, so
if you can't get the Borderlands one.
So basically, and to lead off that question, we can all agree that's the question he's asking here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's make it more interesting. Which episodic games or series do you recommend?
Borderlands. Those are Borderlands. That's it. Just get that one and walk away.
Damn.
I would say, since it's still being released, I would say play Man of Medan. The second one's going to come out soon.
That's not in the same. That's just a series of stories.
It's an anthology, and it calls itself an anthology. They call
it that, but then
I'm gonna accept it. I'm gonna accept that as an anthology.
Well, it has the same. It's kind of like Rod Serling introducing Twilight Zone. They're not related to each other, but it's like an anthology thing of stories.
That's an actual anthology, by the way.
That's an actual.
That's an actual anthology.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about like a whole series of episodic games, like what he was.
Oh, hold on. I think I know what he's really asking here. Okay, because remember, Adam, you just answered it, and I wasn't paying really attention to it. Life is Strange is an anthology. There's 3 different stories in there. Right?
Yeah, there is.
Man of Medan is another one. Okay, so we got Man of Medan. That's one. What's another one? Like that's within the same universe. Oh shit! Where's Riku at, man? Even though this is not in the vein of Life is Strange, Legend of Heroes, that's an anthology. You know.
Real quick, shout out to Pegdan for subscribing on
and
Twitch.
Sketch. Shout out to you brothers, man.
Wait, Sherlock Holmes, but there's a whole bunch of different Sherlock Holmes games.
But there's 2. Well, the most recent, Crime and Punishment, and then Devil's Daughter. Those 2 are by the same studio, and they're continuing the same vein of the characters, the voice actors.
I guess I didn't know about those. So.
Yeah, Nest Freak Until Dawn's a single game, bro. Or is it? Oh wait, hold on! No. There's another one, isn't there? Like a VR game or something.
VR game. It was unrelated.
Okay,
really.
Gotcha.
Chris, I'm surprised you haven't said the most famous episodic
or anthology in this case.
What, Dark Souls?
Half-Life.
Oh, Half-Life, man? Nah. Whatever. Yeah, Half-Life's dead to me.
I think when he's talking about anthology, he's really kind of more talking about like an MCU type of version. It's like, hey, it all takes place in the same universe.
Hey, guess what? You actually have to finish it for it to count. How about that, Val?
How about Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, and Rogue? Because Rogue is in that universe.
That counts. Because I was gonna say Assassin's Creed 2, like all the iterations of 2.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Although, don't bring that back. Remember, Brett was like, "How many twos
like
are
the whole
there?"
Thing isn't just like the whole Assassin's Creed an anthology in
it
itself?
Is. You're right. It is
the first part before Desmond died.
Yeah, no, but right. No, Brian's right though. It's like, even though it's not like Life is Strange, that's an anthology too, because it's all different. Technically
it's all in the institute, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's memory, so they're just grabbing everybody's, and that's what the Man of Madonna, the House of Heart. Fuck, I did a review on it. I can't remember this shit. But yeah, we got the new one coming in.
Wait,
I wish they did another Until Dawn.
Carlos.
Wait, did you say Paula Abdul? Did I mishear that?
Said that.
I don't know, because I just heard Madonna. I'm like, yeah, the Paula Abdul.
The Paula Abdul.
I don't know what the hell Adam was talking about. So.
Yeah, I was like, because I'm talking here. Yes, like, did he just say Paula Abdul? What the fuck? Now you got that. Now you got me thinking about straight up. Now tell me you will love me forever. Man. Yo, anybody under like 35 is like, what the fuck is he singing right now?
Something that I want to ask you guys. This is a little, not too much of a tangent, but just still related to random news. Yeah, anybody here seen that movie Good Burger?
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. Did you recognize Carmen Electra?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that movie.
Oh, she was really young in that movie.
She was a girl. She was a girl that they sent over. That Max Burger. Anyway, so the kids will watch this, and then my wife's like, "That's Carmen Electra." I'm like, I go to IMDb, no mention of her. Wow. Sure enough, we look up online. She was not credited for her role in that movie. I'm like, when did they start to? I thought if you were in any movie and you had a speaking role, you were credited. She has a major role. She was a love interest. It was a whole thing.
That happens. That happens.
Yeah. There are a lot. Sometimes actors don't like the work that they did, or sometimes.
You think it was her choice?
That, or sometimes
could have been her parents.
It could have been, or it could have been an addition to the story. Like, in other words, sometimes there's actually a time limit to when you can actually credit a person on a film. So,
or maybe they credited her with a fake name. If directors are embarrassed, they go by Alan Smithy. So you'll see directed by Alan Smithy. That's a fake name.
Yeah,
it's just they were embarrassed.
It could have been. It could have been a couple of different things why she wasn't officially credited. And obviously, it's funny. Nobody's actually asked her about it either. It seems.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back in the game. I don't even know how. We're going on tangents tonight, boy. Oh man, do I even have the next question queued up?
What was the question again?
Oh, the question was, do we know any other anthology games like Life is Strange?
How the fuck did we get to Carmen Electra?
Yeah, I don't even.
Adam,
it was Paul Abdul. Who brought up Paul Abdul?
Yeah, it was Carlos. It was you, man.
Brought up Madonna. You did
Madonna. Nobody talked about Madonna.
Yeah, I never heard Madonna either, man.
He said the Man of Madonna.
Yeah, he said Man of Madonna. I think Carlos just heard Madonna, and he said Paul Abdul, and then we did our usual throwdown thing and just completely went off the fucking.
I guess we all agree with that.
Son.
Oh man. What's up?
So I got a question.
Why is it?
So, if you're gonna because
Resident Evil's an anthology, not like Life is Strange, but that's an anthology too. If you think about it,
God of War.
That's just any series though.
You're right about that because a lot of them have spin-offs and shit.
Twilight Zone.
Uncharted.
Twilight Zone is the quintessential
anthology. Yes. All right, so let's stick with that.
It's a bunch of smaller stories in connected together. Or something like that.
All right, fair enough. Yeah.
Sequels and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because then by that logic, you'd have to say Contra's an
anthology. That's right.
Contra kind of is an anthology.
Yeah, they didn't release it.
It's like different. It's like different people, different games.
It's just kind of.
Wait, does that make Final Fantasy an anthology? Because they're all different games.
All right, everything's an anthology. I recommend Streets of Rage. Play all 4 of them.
All right, I think which one called the one you said, Chris? I think that one works. That's an anthology.
Man of Medan.
Yeah. Is it just me, or are there basically no emotes for the
Dark
Throwdown
Pictures.
Twitch chat? Oh no, we do have some. We have torrents in there, man.
Torrance, and we have Bowser.
Yeah, we have Bowser and Torrance. Yeah, we I don't know if we're allowed to have another one. We're not. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Barry. Shout out to Torrance, man.
And you can add like all kinds of goofy things to Torrance or Bowser.
Yes. Oh, bad. All right, let's do this.
We'll try. We're in the there's still we still need to decide what we're gonna do and then obviously make them. But we'll look at it.
All right. So what's up, man?
You just put Torrance.
Every time I see that shit, cracks me up. Oh God! All right. Oh, Manny, you'll like this question.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are there any games you guys wish were standalone titles? As an example, for me, I think Dishonored, The Last of Us, Army of Two, BioShock, and other games. Those games should have been standalone instead of gotten sequels. So yeah, Last of Us should have just been one and done, man.
Yeah,
Last of Us for me.
I disagree with the BioShock one.
Yeah, I disagree.
I disagree with BioShock. BioShock, Infinite was dope. But I agree. By the way, you guys could go back to when we even did the original spoiler alert, or I think it was spoiler cast at that point for Last of Us. Even we were like, yeah, we don't need another one. We're good. The game ended perfectly.
Well, with all the issue it's having with the bad press, I think that it's pretty much saying itself that it should have just been.
Yeah, right. Maybe that's what it is.
I also believe. This isn't a game that came out, but I also wish, and I kind of hope that Ghost of Tsushima is a one and done too.
Yeah, like Death Stranding and one and done. That's all we need.
Death Stranding. I don't need another Death Stranding.
Well, we'll see about Tsushima. We don't.
I mean, unless they do that stupid shit where they decide, hey, we're gonna cut off some of the stuff and put it in a sequel. I'm like, come on, guys, just end it. It's
You can say that about
everything. There's no money in one-off, man. There's no money in that. You got to franchise it. That's why you even said it before when you're talking about comics, how you feel like a lot of these publishers are just trying to produce these comics that they know could be picked up for a TV show or something.
Have I ever said this? I don't know.
We talked about it.
I never said I feel like it's what they are doing. There's no feel. They're obviously
definitely all right.
In general, at least the big two comics are looking to develop these things into franchises. Those things outside of comics make more money than the actual comics do. Spider-Man, the movie, the toy, the T-shirt, and all that other bullshit, that makes more money than actual Spider-Man the comic. But the caveat is that they need a creative center point where it's like, okay, this is where it all comes from, and then we can riff off of that and make more money. That's why that's why you notice that there's not a lot of new characters that end up being like at least right now end up being it doesn't really work out yet because they still haven't sort of gotten it. Like what's a new character now? Who's a new character? And not a character just wearing some other character's clothing. Not like No, Miss Marvel is already an established character who was new characters. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy are old. Rocket Raccoon is old. Drax the Destroyer, they're all old. What's a new character? And I think that's the big thing now. It's like when they decide to run out of these sort of iconic characters, what are they going to go to next? And are the new ideas? Well, the thing is, it's God. Like also, there's also that point where it's like they're also looking to develop things, but they're also, sometimes there's a bit of a separation. Sometimes new characters, end up doing well in the comics, but not doing well in movies, like stuff like that. So, and that's just the way the industry, but that's at least the way big two industry sort of works right now. But I mean, like So let's get back to the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mic was off, but I got to just repeat some of that. Brett's here, yay! And I said we've been going off on some wild fucking tangents tonight. Anyway, let's get what the fuck. I don't even remember the question. Okay, what game should have remained standalone? Brett, why don't you jump in with that?
Oh God, Infamous.
Oh, damn!
I agree with that.
I would actually agree.
Yeah, Brett, I kind of agree.
Second Son is kind of divisive. I mean,
Second Son, honestly, it detracts from the intensity and the consequence of a first game. It backpedals a little bit, and then the third game pretty much, I don't know, it normalizes it without fleshing out an interesting world, so the whole thing kind of becomes uninteresting and kind of derivative of fucking X-Men. Like, everybody gets a power. Woo! I wonder what everybody's... Here's somebody who did, they were an orphan. Like, their story becomes something other than they've got powers. Like, it built a very interesting world and then methodically took it apart. Wasn't a huge fan of that.
Yeah.
And also, like, after the first one, like, that's such a reveal. Man, like, Edge... There's not really a better way to top that.
Yeah, that reveal was fucking amazing. And my thing was, and we could talk about it already, it's like, okay, the first game they set up like the Beast, right? Is going to come and destroy the world. So I'm thinking, okay, they're going to show the Beast finally in the third game. They showed him in the second one. I'm like, wait, you just cutting off that entire storyline already? Really? Like, that, it was very premature, So yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with you on that one. Infamous should have just been one game.
I agree. Yeah. And also Infamous 1 is the only one I've played.
Yeah, so there you go. You got that plat. You got that plat though.
There was a glitch with one of the orders.
Oh man,
it's the one at the last level.
Yeah, I disagree. Sketch. Mass Effect needed them sequels. Boy, Mass Effect 2 was way better than the first one.
2 was amazing.
Yeah, 2 was fucking great. Mass Effect 2, and most of Mass Effect 3 was fucking amazing too.
Overwhelming part of Mass Effect
ending.
Yeah. Like literally 95% of Mass Effect 3 was fucking like top notch. Yeah, better than the other two. Oh man, all right. I am not drinking that Kool-Aid. No, man, I'm just keeping it real. I'm sorry, Mass Effect 1, and I'm just talking about gameplay wise because the story and characters are fucking incredible. Gameplay wise is fucking trash, man. That game sucks. It's bad.
Yeah. Inventory system was pretty bad. It was kind of glitchy. Even on Xbox, it was. So
it was a bad game. Yeah, like story. The only that was one of those games. I'm like, the only thing keeping me going is the story and the characters because this game is fucking basura. All right, that's trash for you non-Spanish speakers. All right, man. We're done here there, I guess. So let's move on to the next one. This one's kind of interesting because it's kind of timely. This is from Christina, and her question is, The Last of Us 2 debut trailer didn't have gameplay, and people loved it. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer was CG, and it got mixed reactions, with some people not liking it because it was CG. If neither had gameplay, why do people seem to prefer one over the other? So that's the first. There's another question, but let's answer that part first. Like, okay, why does it? Like, but she's right though. It's like, remember, literally the first trailer for fucking The Last of Us was Ellie playing a fucking guitar in a room full of bodies, right? People went fucking nuts. Granted, that was not a CG trailer, but it didn't show gameplay, right? Valhalla shows nothing but CG. People liked it, some people didn't, And so, what is it about CG trailers that people just don't like?
It's the idea that they're trying to pull the wool over someone's eyes.
Yeah.
It's not. It's. I think it means a lot more that when something is actually an engine for people, for at least people who into gaming, because that means that it's close to what the actual product will look like.
Yeah. So and I'm just asking a question here. So even if there's no gameplay shown at all, just like that Last of Us trailer. Yeah. People are okay with it just because of the fact it's running on the engine.
Yeah, and they also put the little explanation point, on the bottom, in engine, not final, or something like that.
And people played the first one and know that, wow, it really did look like that in the game. There were many scenes where it's like, shit, I can't believe I'm even playing this. I remember when they first announced it and they showed that for the first Last of Us, and remember that fight scene that Joel was having in the room, and people were like, is that gameplay? Like, yeah, that's fucking gameplay.
Yeah, but with the first Last of Us, I'm going to the Last of Us 1 right now. There was a scene where they showed it was supposed to be gameplay that the actual mechanic he was doing wasn't even in the game. You guys remember? You guys know what I'm talking about?
I just remember the fight scene that they showed off.
Yeah.
Remember that fight scene in one of the rooms, and he was like, Joel's bashing the guy's head against the wall and stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, yeah, there is actually a lot of examples of things that were supposedly gameplay that, the way AI acts and all kinds of things in those supposedly gameplay trailers, which the game actually doesn't do. So but people don't jump onto that.
Well, it looked close to it. The whole point, because we all know though when it comes to Assassin's Creed, they never look like these CG.
Oh no, but the thing is that like I think because of the Killzone thing years ago,
Killzone 2,
the Killzone thing, I think it gets people pretty annoyed whenever any sort of CG thing comes along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though it's only meant to be like an like an initial showing of what the game, what the game was, about, and maybe some little bits of gameplay things, like what you might be doing in the game, not gameplay things.
Yeah,
and I think that's what people are not looking at these things as,
or at least tweak it a little bit, show some CG, and then like switch to show some gameplay, especially with the combat, because that's what people want to see.
We don't know. I mean, yeah, granted, we don't know. They haven't given a date for this game, have they?
They said November 2020.
November.
Yeah,
it's
coming this year, and they're gonna. And they actually they already announced that same day they're gonna show gameplay this week during the Xbox thing.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't like. I don't know why people were so mad about it, because essentially they not far after they showed this thing, they said, okay, yeah, there's going to be something on Xbox.
Yeah, literally that same thing. And the other part of the question is, should debut trailers always have gameplay?
Oh, real quick, before that, can I show something?
Sure. Hold on. Okay. We're going to let this play. Go ahead.
Okay, well, the inventory's the same.
Oh, it's buffering. What the fuck, man? Ruining the whole thing.
Bro, I told you, get off dial-up, man. That shit ain't fast.
Is that gameplay? Is that
gameplay? Hey, we heard the main part. That's what counts. So yeah, should debut trailers always have gameplay?
Every trailer should have fucking gameplay. It's a game. I want to know what I'm playing. That's all. Just a little snippet. Don't even have to be a lot.
I mean, the thing about it is that, like, it depends on how early the thing is being done.
But if it's close to coming out,
if it's close to coming out, but the thing is that, like, who knows how long ago Microsoft made this deal with Ubisoft on this game to be the first ones to show their stuff.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Manny, just quickly pause. And you know this too because you've been with me to many E3s. This is usual for Assassin's Creed that they show. Xbox is always showcasing their shit. Always, Go ahead. Yeah.
Like, we don't know. Like, you don't know. They probably made this deal the last time on the last one, or maybe they made a multi-year deal where they revealed their stuff with Xbox. So, like, that's part of the reason why something like this might exist, where it's like, okay, this is their concept, the proof of concept trailer to to internally and for the public of what the game is going to be, and then they're like, okay, we have a gameplay stuff for Xbox. It's coming.
Yeah,
why even show it before? Then just say, hey, you want to see Valhalla? You're going to see on the Xbox.
But then why? But
just wait a week.
Well, Assassin's Creed has a history of showing off CG trailers before they show gameplay.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's what we were talking about. Should they show?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. That's right. Okay, so you think they should just stop it then, like just gameplay and that's it, right?
Just to show gameplay for any, and not just Ubisoft, for everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's a situational basis, depending on how early the game is. If the game is pretty damn early and they're showing something, they're announcing the game and they show a CG trailer. Final Fantasy, the new Final Fantasy game from years ago, okay, then you can't really show any gameplay because they haven't started that part. They just have these pretty looking things. That's fine.
Yeah.
But obviously you can't keep slinging CGI trailers. The next one, I would feel that is the one that shows you what the actual game looks like and a little bit of what the gameplay.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in on that because that's a perfect segue. That my thing is with CG trailers. This may be showing my age a little bit. I remember when they used to show CG trailers for games, how hyped I would get. So it's still kind of cool seeing that because it harkens back. But I 100% agree with you. If your debut trailer is CG, I don't really care, right? You're showing me what the game's about. The next one CG, then I got a problem. It's like, no, bro, you get one. You get one.
Mm-hmm.
You know. By the way, and I will say this though, because I got to throw Nintendo under the bus a little bit, right? Got to do it. Okay, would you prefer CG trailers or a fucking logo? That's all you got for
CG trailer.
Chris, you know what I'm talking about, man. You know, they did this shit twice. Okay, think about it like this, right? Some people are getting mad at this this trailer with CG, yet you had dudes literally fainting over a logo for Smash Brothers. I'm just saying, you know? Like, but at the same time, I understand why people would say that. Personally, I would prefer gameplay, but I'm not gonna get mad over a CG trailer, especially if it's the first one. You know, if it's showing me something cool or whatever. But yeah, don't get after. That's all you get. You get one. You know, it's like Spider-Man. You only get everybody gets one. You know. Oh, by the way, here's another just a little side note here for the question. Am I not allowed to get excited by a CG trailer? I like that trailer and I want to play the game because of it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
you know,
there's no hate on it. It's just what we prefer.
Yeah. I think the reason she's saying that is because I saw some of this shit on Twitter with some people, because some people did, you know, again, it wasn't like everybody hated it. Some people liked it, and then people were shitting on the people that liked it. They're like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you? Let's just see, you're fucking stupid. You know, it's like, no, let them like what they're gonna like, bruh. You know. Fucking crazy, man. But I agree. You get one for me, and that's it. You got to show gameplay after that. And we're going to get that next week, you know? By the way, usually this is, you know, speaking about Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed, usually what we used to happen is we get the CG trailer at 9 a.m., right, from the Xbox conference, and then at 1 p.m., we get the gameplay footage from Ubisoft. That's how it always used to be, you know? And I think that's why people never got really, really mad at Assassin's Creed, because like, okay, we got both in the same day.
I remember,
you know?
when it came for the first Division, I feel like the first thing we saw was gameplay at E3.
No,
they didn't show anything.
Okay, here's the thing. They showed something that you thought was gameplay, but the game don't look like that.
That was some fake ass shit.
That was
because
fake.
The one that I saw, remember, was with the people playing. They showed people playing.
No,
that was,
we're talking about
they had the guy on his
one.
iPad, controlling the drone. That shit.
Yeah. And then there was a crew, and it was like, "Are you taking?" We did those missions. That was
that wasn't like, that's not how the game looked. That shit was polished.
That was on PC. You know what's interesting about that? I'm sorry, but tell me if I'm wrong here. That shit was almost on some Watch Dogs level shit. Like yo, the game don't look like this, man.
Yeah, it was a notch below Watch Dogs, but
it's like, yo, this
it's a Ubisoft thing for sure.
Yeah, because you remember that first trailer for Division, that shit looked legit, man.
Yeah,
you know,
it looked like next gen.
Yeah, Ubisoft, man.
Series X. Yo, what?
Excuse me?
That shit look like
polish on it.
But
imagine that when you boot it up and then it looks like it's like,
okay. By the way, I saw some people, you know, some guy saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe Xbox Series 6 is going to look like that, bro." It's fucking dumb. You know, it's like it's clearly CG, man. All right, anybody else have any thoughts on this? Brian, I'm looking at you because I know you don't like CG trailers at all.
I'm in the same camp as you, Tony. Like,
oh really?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, if it's just you saying, "Hey, this is our game. This is what we want it to be like," or "These are the ideas that we want in our game," then fine, do it in CG. Because again, you have nothing then. But after that, then don't. Like, I'd rather have some sort of pre-rendered CG something rather than damn logo. Yes, I'm looking at you, Metroid 4. Yeah, I'd rather just have something to say. Okay, look, this is the ideas. These are things that we're playing around with. That's fine.
Yeah.
Still, I agree with Tony.
Oh, wow. Brian, for some reason, I thought you were on your side. By the way, Brian, I got another one for you. The Agent.
Oh, my God.
Still coming soon. I hope so.
You know? But yeah, I do find that funny. It's like, okay, you guys are getting like upset over the CG trailer, but yet you're hyping up a fucking logo. Very interesting. All right, next question. It is from the Reaction Gift King, a.k.a. Goose7. This one's an interesting one. All right, 2017 was rough for me when it came to gaming. I bought so many games but barely finished anything. Only towards the end of the year I beat Death Stranding and then started Odyssey in late December, but I barely played anything. Now I'm kind of in a rut again. Just want to know what you guys do to get back into gaming. To be clear, I think ruts are healthy. Sometimes you just want to do some other shit. So yeah, how do you guys get out of gaming ruts when you get into them? Everybody gets into gaming ruts.
Oh, yeah. Play something old. That's what I do. I just jumping into something old that it's like comfort, like sort of like this whole thing with Streets of Rage, you know, even though it's not new, I mean, not old, but it technically is because it takes me back to a better place. And then it gets me motivated to play more games.
I agree.
For me,
Is this thing working?
Yeah, Manny. Yeah, we heard you.
Okay,
we heard you.
Keep talking. That's how it works.
Yeah, yeah, we heard you. Go ahead, Carlos.
Okay. For me, it's like, I get a lot of those quote unquote gaming ruts because I don't. Usually, what inspires me to get back is like new games. That's sort of my thing. It's if there's like new game or like a bunch of new games that are coming out that are pretty that I'm looking forward to, then that's what gets me back into it. But I don't consider like Goose said, gaming ruts don't necessarily mean they're a bad thing. It's like sometimes you need a break from video games. At least I do. I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead, Carlos.
No, I was just gonna finish off just saying, that's just how I am. A lot of people, if they don't play video games for a while, they think there's something wrong with them. For me, not necessarily.
Yeah. By the way, for me, it's kind of interesting. Goose, it's funny you say that because 2017. That whole year I was almost in a gaming rut, which is funny considering my job, right? I had to constantly keep playing games, even though I was like, but it was more to
17?
What happened?
17 was the megaton year.
Yeah, 17 was fucking dope. 18 was really good too. 19 was like, it was bad, man. Like last year there was some good games, don't get me wrong, but it was bad. I was in a gaming rut that whole year. But the thing is, like, you said it great, Goose. Like, there's nothing wrong with gaming ruts. Allow yourself to get into a gaming rut. Go do something else, because once you've been away from gaming for long enough, you'll come back and you'll love it even more. So I don't think that, because I do agree, it's like there's some people that think like, oh, it's a bad thing, and then they force themselves like, I got to finish my backlog, I got to do this. Like, no, you don't. You don't have to do any of that shit. If you don't feel like it, don't do it. Do something else. The games are always going to be there. They ain't leaving you. And but like Adam said, you could also get yourself out of gaming rut by playing some bomb-ass games. That's what happened to me this year. This year has been great. I'm out of my gaming rut now. Like, think about it. We had fucking Doom Eternal. We had Streets of Rage 4. We got Final Fantasy 7 Remake. We had motherfucking, like, Resident Evil 3. Like, this year has been... I haven't played yet, but I do want to play that. This year has been fucking awesome. So much so that I'm like, okay, all those games I just mentioned, they were all for work. Now I'm at a point like, I want to play some games for fun. I'm playing Final Fantasy 6 now and shit, just for fun. Like I've gotten out of it. All you could do with gaming ruts is just give it time, man. Just give it time, it'll happen.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, my gaming ruts don't usually come from not by choice. Most of the time it's usually my work and stuff like that kind of slows down, but I don't get too bent out of shape about that stuff. It's just I always think of it, everything is in a until I get back to something, it's in a pause mode. And when I come back and sit down, but again, like I agreed with what Adam said, it's like for me, sometimes when it's an actual, like, just don't feel like playing things or anything like that, it's usually something simple that sort of gets me back. And Streets of Rage 4 was that thing. Obviously because of things that have happened in my life, it's been very difficult to do something like play a game or sometimes watch a movie. But playing something simple and having a good and playing with somebody, totally helped me out. So.
Yeah, not to get too personal, but I heard that shit in your voice, man, when you said it. Like, if you caught it on the stream too, like at the end of it, man, he goes, "That was nice." Like, my man needed that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that because I've heard a lot of people. Obviously, they're not in your situation, but they've said similar things about Streets of Rage 4. It brings them to a happy place.
Yeah,
it gets them away. It gets them away from all this bullshit that's happening, and it takes them back to their youth and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Brett.
I only wish we could be in the same room.
Oh man, yeah. Well, hopefully we will be eventually. Brett, man, how do you get out of gaming ruts when you get into them?
Well, this is gonna be shocking, but I don't completely agree with you, Tony.
Oh, about just giving it time?
I think you hit on some key elements, but I think there's a more fundamental approach to some of them. I'm going to address each point separately. First of all, I don't agree that gaming ruts are necessarily healthy, but that really depends on your definition of rut. I take rut to mean burnout. And no, I don't think you should ever get yourself to the point of burnout. Part of that being, good to yourself is not pushing yourself to that point. So if you start to feel that, just back off. Let it be what it is. Give it time. As Manny touched on, go do other things. Sometimes it's just life gets in the way. I don't think that's a gaming rut. And if you do fall in a gaming rut, do what Manny does and let life get in the way a little bit more. Your games are always going to be there for the most part. I mean, I know there's Fortnite or whatnot, but your games are going to be there, right?
But what if you're not motivated? That's the whole thing. It's not so much of I'm burnt out. It's like, no, I'm just not motivated. Nothing sticks out that makes you.
That's a good one. Play. Brett, before you answer that specific question, and please try not to forget it, it's a good question. What I took the healthy part to mean is like it's healthy to not overdo games and do something else. That's how I took it. Like I didn't take it actually literally. It's like there's nothing wrong with doing other shit. No.
Moderation, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, got you.
If you enjoy sitting down and playing marathon game sessions, that's fine. But if you do that and you find yourself starting to get burned out, like, man, back off a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Give yourself some time. Like, don't, spend all day playing video games. Get up, take a shower, go for a walk, get some sunshine, get some fresh air, run an errand if you need to, and then sit down for 4 hours. Balance. I think it's about balance. But to what Adam says, like, if you can't just get motivated in the first place, man, I've been there. And I would and would not describe that as a rut. The thing that I would tell you is don't forget to play a wide array of different types of games. Don't be afraid of exploring a little bit. I know that these things all cost money, and we all want to bet on the horse that we know is going to win. But, take a chance. But, I'm really enjoying Animal Crossing right now. And I think the key to that one is it's, like everybody else has said, it's a simple game. There's no expectations when I put it on Animal Crossing. Like, man, sometimes and even expectations of myself. Like, sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go play Fallout, or I'm gonna go play Final Fantasy VII or something like that. I'm like, man, that just seems like a lot, right? I just ate dinner, and I'm just kind of like half asleep. I don't know if I'm really even like want to play video games. Like, I'll pop on something simple, and right now it's Animal Crossing. And I'm just kind of dick around for a little while, and then all of a sudden, kind of come out of my head, like, that's fun. That's fun. I might get a little Final Fantasy in. So you'll oftentimes hear me talk about, playing two different kinds of games at the same time. That's the kind of, divide my attention between fast and frantic, twitch, action, adrenaline gameplay, and kind of more slow, cerebral puzzle solving, but not really with puzzles. I hate that shit. Kind of sandboxy games. So, and that's going to be different for everybody, but I've heard a key theme of play simple games. Play things that don't require a lot from you, and that you can just find enjoyment in. Don't overdo it when you do play the video games. If you feel like stopping, then stop. Save some. You'll actually be happier because you're not going to burn through the game as fast. It'll feel like you get more content and you'll enjoy what it is more. Anticipation is almost a tangible thing. It's an asset, man. Enjoy it. Best part of Christmas is the 2 weeks before, man. It's not the opening the presents. So, let yourself be excited. Let yourself get into something. And I know everybody wants to mentally wall themselves off so they're not disappointed from things, and that's the very definition of pessimist approach. But I often advocate, if you're really just letting yourself get hyped over shit, it doesn't matter if you get excited, if you get disappointed, because you're already hyped about the next thing. There's always a new opportunity. There's always a new thing to get excited about. Who cares what the fuck just happened? If it it's a perspective on life. But I oftentimes try and recommend that people get excited for games. Like, man, get excited for Ghost of Tsushima. Get super fucking thrilled about it. Play half an hour of it, and then fucking put it down if you got shit to do. Don't sit down there and force yourself to play 4 hours of it because, man, this is your gaming time. Like, savor it. Small bites, man. Really enjoy it and let yourself enjoy it, even if it's got its flaws. Try and see it through a fun point of view. All you're gonna do is ruin it for yourself. A good example is, man, I've seen games where they have been review bombed, and after watching the reviews, you're like, man, they make some good points, and you genuinely don't enjoy that game anymore as much. What's the point of that? What's the benefit of that? Even if I know truth now, even if I just saw things that I didn't see before, like, let me be in my little ignorant bubble, man. Unless it comes to stuff like this where I'm trying to, talk and be unbiased and that kind of shit. But, for the most part, what's wrong with enjoying a world that you build? The real world is out there. It sucks. It's common. Everybody has to fucking deal with it. If you want to come home, I've told my friends this. I made my world like video games, anime, and tattoos. It's actually not that bad. And the second I step in my door, my world is what I want to make it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Build your world, man. Like, I'm one of those weird people. I'm one of those people like, man, like, I don't get bronies, but good for you. You found something that makes you happy. Try not to get weird with it, but, I mean, cool. Find that thing, man. And, yeah, so play a bunch of different games. Play some things that you think you might not like. Play a tower defense game. Play an action fighting game. Play games that you don't even know what the fuck genre they're in. Like, that's how I was with Absolver. I was like, okay, this game seems really weird, unique, ended up being one of my favorite games. Probably never going to make anything else from it. It was fatally broken, but I had a great time. That's what matters.
It's like My Name is Mayo. Don't hate it till you play it.
Right?
Yeah. Chris, man, how do you get out of gaming ruts?
I do something similar to what Adam does. I just try to play different things. That's why I jumped on Journey, because I never played it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this. This is different. Actually, today I fired up something I haven't played in 6 years. I've not played Star Trek Online since I moved out of New York.
What? Excuse me?
And then I was reading all this stuff, like they had all the ship upgrades and all this shit. I was like, you know what? Let me jump back in there. Yeah, I started playing like I never left, except the ground combat still sucks. They haven't fixed that shit. But other than that, I was like, yo, let me just change it up, right? So I jumped back on there. I was enjoying myself.
That's what's
just change it up, yeah.
Brian, no,
my bad. I was already. Carlos, go ahead since you're already going.
No, I already answered, and I was just making a joke, like Chris saying, "No, I got back to Star Trek Online." Then I said, "What's next? Brian's gonna get back on Warframe."
No.
Oh damn! Yeah. By the way, Brian, I know the answer to one of our upcoming questions. Anyway, Brian, what about you? What do you do about gaming ruts?
Well, I'm sorry to sound like a broken record, but I guess I'll say it in a slightly more fancy way. Cleanse your palate, which is another way of saying try something else. Stop gaming for a while. Like, I can't really say anything else that's not been said already. My thing was just going to be like a mixture of try a game that you've not played before. Just try it out. Maybe good, maybe bad. Hey, you had that experience, you had that fun. If you're just tired of gaming, full stop, then as Manny said, just go off, go outside for a bit, see. Oh, can't really go outside, but yeah, step outside of the gaming zone. Try something else that's not gaming related. So maybe watch some TV, watch some anime, watch some movies. Just move away from it, like step aside for like a while, and then come back to it afterwards.
Yeah, that itch is gonna hit you, man. That itch is gonna hit you. That's what happens with me. Like, because my thing again, like I said, with gaming ruts, I just step away. It's just the best thing. Like, go do something else. Then you do that for a while. Then you're like, kind of want to play some games, and then hopefully by that time, and this is what happened. Some good games started dropping. By the way, good games will automatically get me out of any fucking rut. Instantly get me out of it. And Brett, you heard me when I said that. Like, that was my problem with last year. Last year was so shitty. I'm like, even though I had to keep playing every game for work, it was like, I'm not feeling gaming right now, bro. But this year, with the shit we've had, out of that gaming rut completely. Because it's so good, man. All the shit that's coming out right now.
I'm curious. Because I found, not really thinking about, like, man, a lot of the games that pulled me out of gaming ruts were not, crazy, weird indie games, but pretty unique games. Zelda had free climbing, and it was fucking Zelda like we hadn't seen since really Ocarina of Time. And I know that one can be argued. It's pretty weak. It's just thrown in there because Spider-Man with the swinging graphics on it, or the swing mechanics, like Absolver. Some other ones I'm sure I'm missing. So my question to you guys is, have any of you been pulled out of a rut by one of the big mainstream games, or is it taken that palate cleanser to really get you back to that place?
Yeah.
Gears of War, Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, those big ones, those have got me out of tough times. When I was going through my first divorce, it was Gears of War that really got me out of all the shit. Like I just got absorbed into that world, and it really helped me.
I like that question because for me it always has to be the big games, man. Like smaller games, and I'm not counting like stuff like Streets of Rage because that's nostalgia is always going to pull me out, obviously. But like, it's always been a big, massive fucking production. But like I said last week, those are just the type of games I like. Like if you give me, let's just say I'm in a gaming rut and I play 10 indie games, those games will not hit me on the same level as one awesome AAA game will, And I've done it before. I've tried to experiment. Like, hey, I'm in a gaming rut. Let me actually experiment. And I'm like, I don't like this shit. 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 But then you give me something I do like, but something I like combined with me not playing games for all. I'm like, oh, this is fucking good, But for me, I need that time too, man. It just happens sometimes, It's like, I want to do something else. And that's the thing. This is a little bit of a tangent. There's so much fucking entertainment right now. It is impossible to indulge in all of it, So it's like, it's like you forget about like reading or something because you've been doing movies or games or all this other shit, And so you go, I guess that's like a palate cleanser actually, but it's not a video game palate cleanser. It's just like other entertainment kind of palate cleanser. I'll start reading for a while. There's my palate cleanser. Now I'm reset. I'm ready to get back into games. Shit like that,
Can I ask a question to everyone?
Yes.
Have you guys ever gone through where like you're not playing video games and then you're like, maybe I should, like for me this happened I think last year or this year. I'm like, maybe I should play Death Stranding. But then like the thought of, like starting the world from the beginning and trying to learn all the menu systems and mechanics and all that stuff is like, let me just go watch TV or so. Let me go watch The Office.
Yeah, that's happening with some games. It's like, and it's funny you mentioned that because that even happened with some indie games. I'm like, hey, I have all this shit in my backlog I have to finish, and it's like, I don't want to learn all this shit.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I feel where you're coming from. That happened. A lot of the games I have, free from PlayStation or even on Steam, I'm like, I don't want to go through this shit. I really don't.
For me, it's not really but I know the feeling, but for me, it's not the controls or going through all that other sort of stuff. It's actually the complicate. As much as I love story-driven games, there are some points where I do not feel like dealing with all the rigmarole of a story-based game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like
I'm telling y'all, Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a little bit. I don't need it.
You don't
Because
know?
Animal Crossing looks more addictive than anything, and I don't like that.
Okay, that's fair. But I do got to be honest. I remember enjoying it so much when I was younger with my friends, and I had the genuine fear that I wasn't going to enjoy it. I'm like, man, this thing is not going to grab me the way that it did. It was just that I was, sitting around drinking when I was younger with my friends. The game is actually probably, not great. Then I got it. I'm like, nope, addictive as hell. All right.
And I also don't like the idea of a game that doesn't end. I like an ending. But for let's get back to what I was saying. I don't know what I was saying.
Oh, you're talking about the story. You don't want to.
You don't want to deal with a story.
Sometimes I don't feel. It's not. Sometimes I don't feel like I need. I can jump into it. Sometimes I just wanted something a little bit simple, and that's always been. I've always sort of run the balance of things where it's like, okay, it has a story, but the story's dumb. Like I played like a good example of like. After I finished that massive thing that is Death Stranding, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get Bayonetta / Vanquish. Because they're just stupid. They have stories, but they're just. It doesn't matter. You just blow the shit out of something, you move on, gives you a little bit of a reward. You get to see a cinematic, but it really Sometimes the story is just not great, but the gameplay and that other part of it is fun, and it's very tongue in cheek, and I think that sort of helps me. Sometimes I don't always want to play a Death Stranding level / something level sort of game where it's just like, hey, you run through the level, beat the shit out of somebody, get a little of this, and then you move on and you get satisfied.
I'm going to say this is a little bit of a side tangent, but it's still related. A lot of games nowadays, they're so fucking long, they kind of make you go into a rut because you're like, oh, God, I have to deal with this shit, So that kind of gets annoying. And it's funny, I was just thinking about this. All the games I've liked this year have not been super long, man. Even Final Fantasy, the reason I've been playing as long is because I chose to play that long. Like, I beat it in 39 hours, That's great. That's short compared to some of these other fucking games. Resident Evil was 7 hours. That was great. I'm sorry, Brett. Whatchamacallit? Streets of Rage, 2 hours. Oh, so good, Go ahead, Brett. What are you saying?
I know that you don't know this, but or that you can't understand this, but you don't have to do everything in the game. You can just do the main storyline.
I don't operate like that, bro. I don't operate like that. That's just me. I got to go in, man.
One day you will, and it's going to make you so much happier. One day you will break.
No. But here's the thing, Brett. I've done that. I've tried to do that, and I forgot what game it was, but I did one playthrough. I'm like, let me just stick to the story. And at the end of it, I was like a crackhead. I'm like, I didn't finish it. So then I went back and did everything 100%. I can't. That's just how I operate. But Brett, I have gotten to a point where I'm like, okay, let me at least do all the story based side missions. If there's some other shit like get 1,000 points in this minigame, fuck, I don't care about that shit. I'll leave that alone.
Collect 100 pigeons. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, that. Okay, see, Brett. So there's improvement. That type of shit. I'm like, fuck, I'm not doing that bullshit. But if it's like a side mission that has a story in it, I'm like, yeah, I want to indulge in that.
Oh, if it's content, not busy work, absolutely. But I've learned to recognize the busy work and just go, no, I'm not doing that. Like, but this villager needs saved. Well, that was his fucking problem, not mine.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, hey, the villagers got, needs saving. They go into this cave and this other story opens up. I like that stuff, but it's like, but there's other things like, hey, do this mini game and get a free golden knuckle. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about that,
Man, come on, it's so-and-so fell and hurt their leg. Go collect 10 mushrooms from this area jaguar to heal her leg. I'm like, bitch, you're just gonna limp.
Yeah. See, but that's how they get you, though. I'm like, that's stupid, but it's only 10 of them. But and there's a whole other aspect of me just binging fucking games because I always did that anyway. But now because of work, like I've turned into it's just become part of my routine. Like when I play a game, I just fucking go at it. But it's been working well for me, right? Because a lot of the games are so short, I could just replay them. I miss replaying games. I can't replay games now because they're so fucking long. I'm like, I can't do it. Freeze Rage already beat that shit 3 times. It's beautiful, What the fuck? Anybody else? Gaming Ruts? I think we covered this one pretty well. Good topic. I like this one. All right. Let's move on to the next question from. Who is the next question from? We got Damien.
Oh, what's up, Damien?
What's going on, brother? All right, man. Glad to see you back, Damien. You were gone for a while, man. When we were talking the most shit about Sony, you were missing. It's hilarious. All right. He goes, since Sony likes to one-up Microsoft, do you think they'll reveal the PlayStation 5 this week to overshadow the Inside Xbox third-party showcase airing on Thursday? Even though it's a third-party showcase, we know casuals associate games with the console brand at the end of a commercial. No, I don't think PlayStation's going to reveal the PlayStation 5 this week, bruh. I don't think that's happening, And here's the thing, and I'm glad he asked this question because I need to make something very clear. Even though this Inside Xbox thing is an Xbox thing, they're going to be showing third-party games, which means every game they're going to be showing there is going to be on PlayStation 5. So the reason I say that is because, like, even if you're a PlayStation guy that's like, fuck Xbox, like, you owe it to yourself to watch this shit because you're going to see games that you're going to be playing on your system. Everybody should watch
Epic,
this shit.
even though they said that game is coming to the Epic Game Store.
Yeah. Valhalla. So you owe. Yeah, Valhalla is going to be on Epic Store. So if you are a gamer, not Nintendo guys, we don't care about you guys. If you're a gamer, PlayStation, Xbox, watch this shit because we're going to see some stuff.
I mean, even if you're a Nintendo fan, you'll get to watch games that you'll play in 20 years in the Switch 5.
Oh yeah. Look, by the way, side tangent, but let's keep it real. Chris, I want your take on this specifically. Okay, because you know how we have like Switch ports of current gen games. Is that shit gonna stop next gen? How the fuck are they gonna get Valhalla running on that? Some type of shit like that running on Switch.
xCloud, man, xCloud.
Well, I mean, that's the only way to do it. But the thing is, like, to stream some of these games legit, you have to have a really good connection, really good internet, and probably be wired in. So there's going to be too much compromise. It's just like, hey, Rockstar could have spent the time probably trying to squeeze GTA 5 on the Switch, right? And then stripped out so many things to make it work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's what they have to do. There's so much compromise in there. And the games are getting like super huge now. Like you couldn't fit Division 2 on a Switch. It's impossible.
Yeah, no way.
And next gen with 4K textures and stuff, they're only going to get larger. So
I still need to find
over 100 gigs, 180 gigs, something like that now.
There you go. So that can't fit on a card. I mean, the internal storage isn't what, only 128 or something?
Yeah, 128. Yeah.
Yeah, so you ain't fitting that. Like, no, it's not gonna work.
I still need to find the tweet that I think Tony and Chris were involved, where someone was telling them that the memory inside the Switch was enough.
Yeah, for GTA 5, get the fuck out of here, man. Or
No,
was it
it's like just
in general? No, it's not. No, it's not. Who said that bullshit?
Remember, it was back in the days where
No, I remember that tweet. I just like who said that shit. That is stupid.
The internal is 32. It's 32.
Oh, it's 32. Come on, son.
But the expansion slot supports up to 2 terabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to get
2 terabyte.
your 2 terabyte SD card will cost as much as the Switch. When it comes out. So
so basically, I think it's safe to say that those ports are gonna stop, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like Doom Eternal 2, like you ain't getting that shit on no Switch.
And also look at we went through the specs of both.
Or Doom Immortal. That's what I'm calling it now. I'm sorry about that. Doom Immortal's the name of the next game. Anyway, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, we've seen the specs. We talked about PS5, right? We talked about the Sony thing. We talked about Series X. I mean, these systems that come with 16 gigs of RAM, right? Like the Switch only has 4 gigs of RAM running like a ARM based SoC. It's eventually there's so much compromise. These guys are not going to want to port the game over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think and this is a tangent, but just real quick, I think Nintendo's gonna kind of do the 3DS model, but in this case, the 3DS is the only system that they have.
Oh,
so that's gonna be the Switch. Yeah, because they think about it, they either need to upgrade the Switch to get a lot of the new games that all the third parties, or just stay behind and make their own games and have the third parties make just those exclusive Switch games or in indies. I'm sorry, Adam. It just has to be like that.
No, I just thought it was so funny. Because remember when we had when the Genesis started doing all the attachments to make it better? It's like, oh, 32X build. It's going to have like this super NVIDIA chip deck, mounting it. It's like, you plug it to here and you hear the fans for the video card.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
To try to get it where do 1080i dock.
Oh man, hold on a second, real quick. Who is asking that? Nest Freak goes, who remembers Wii U and Fatal Frame 5? Can somebody fill us in? Oh, hold on a second. Brooklyn Bear, that's my unofficial cousin, man. Joey Polanco, what's going on, brother? That's my man right there. Anyway, what's going on with Fatal Frame on Wii U? I didn't know about that shit.
Chris, you know that. You were working there at the time, weren't you?
Well, there's controversy with 4 on the Wii, with the rights and them not porting it. I don't know about Fatal Frame 5. I wasn't there that long after the Wii U launched, so I'm not sure what happened with that one.
Yeah, I didn't play that game.
Yeah,
not sure.
I've said this since before the Switch came out. I want Fatal Frame for the Switch. It's perfect for it. Come on.
The first one?
With it?
No, well, I mean a Fatal Frame game.
Okay.
Come on,
it's true.
Fucking handheld.
Yeah, with the AR stuff. Yeah, they could totally make that work. They tried it with the 3DS, but that 3DS camera was janky and that wasn't that good. The Spirit camera game, but they could do a legit Fatal Frame. They don't have an excuse. I just think if it was anything like Fatal Frame 4, then it probably there was probably some bullshit with the disc or the storage or some nonsense.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. By the way, the reason we didn't. Well, I mean, we did answer questions. Like, no PlayStation 5 reveal this week. Come on, bro. So yeah.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Nah.
And
again, I'm sorry about that. Manny, go ahead, and then I got to throw in my.
I was gonna say, Damien, Damien, come on, they're not gonna do it.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Damien. You're saying this under the context of Sony likes to one up Microsoft. I'm not disagreeing with that because they do have a history of doing shit like that. But here's the thing: they're not really upstaging Microsoft in this case because, again, those games that they're going to show at this reveal are going to be on PlayStation. As a matter of fact, I guarantee you. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I guarantee you that day you're going to see PlayStation's Twitter tweeting out fucking footage of those games. I guarantee you that. So they would be undercutting themselves in a way. So they're not going to do that. But I'm not disagreeing with you, Damien. Sony has a history of like, hey, Microsoft released something. Let's do something too.
Sony have a history of not.
With the release date of Ghost of Tsushima being
we know that date already. Now we know that date already. Brett, what were you saying about Sony?
Does Sony have a history of being this close to console release without ever giving you any information?
That's also true.
I mean, they have a history of stuff. What they're on now is not the history of the stuff that they've done.
Yeah. So what, Brett? You think they're going to show the PlayStation 5 this week?
No. They're on the ground right now.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, I get that Sony had good handling, but like again, I've been around for generations and generations. It was Nintendo, and then it was Sega, and then it was PlayStation, and then it was Xbox. It changes. And I know generations are long, but like just because somebody has done well in the past, if you want to look at the history books, does not mean that they're going to do well in the future. In fact, the longer somebody sits on top, the higher the chance that they're going to fall if you look at the history. So like, no, my counter question is, I'm getting huge flashbacks of Microsoft fans and the whole secret sauce thing. Can anybody tell me how this is different?
Are they? There's a lot of things different. They're not touting some secret fucking engine that's going to revolutionize the world or anything like that. They're saying, "Hey, we got a dope ass SSD in this shit." That's what they're saying.
Yeah, well, no, but they're saying that this company has to have something up their sleeve that's going to trump the stuff that we've already seen.
We don't know that. I doubt that. I doubt that from either company, to be honest.
Dude, no, we've been hearing that. Well, you think Sony's got something better up their sleeve? You think they're hiding, this stuff? Like, that's the secret sauce. Like, man.
Oh, they're being stupid if they're saying that. Listen, you're talking about history. If we're going to go by the history of PlayStation, this launch lineup is going to be stupid. Every PlayStation launch lineup has been ass. If we're going to go by history.
That's true.
Yeah. So, if you guys are expecting, Brett, I know what you're talking about. Some people say, "Oh, we're going to get Horizon Zero Dawn 2." No, you're not. You're not getting shit like that. Any game that you're going to get on PlayStation 5 is going to be a big, crazy ass game. Going to be on PS4. I guarantee you that shit.
Oh no, absolutely. And this thing Sony's got this mastermind marketing strategy.
No, they don't.
So my question here's linking.
So Sony's actions, as you're proven, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Here's my question to link with all of this when we're talking about all these announcements. Do you think, since let's say that Ubisoft and the new Assassin's Creed is going to have that free up-res version for the Series X, do you think when they announce it for PS4, it's going to offer the same?
Yo, I'm going to tell you right now, if they don't do that shit, people are going to be on Sony's ass, boy.
That's it. That's what I'm thinking.
Microsoft put down that gauntlet, son.
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking of, the big, is this something that they have up their sleeve? And I think that's what they played. That's their card. It's like, hey, go ahead. We want to support this one by one. It works on both. That could be it, because that puts pressure. Because, of course, all the companies like to do the double dip and all that shit. So we'll see.
Adam?
Oh, shit. What happened, Carlos?
In the immortal words of Adam Vale, they got to have some.
Oh, man. No, I by the way, I'm going to say this right now. I'm really glad that Microsoft said that shit. right? Because now it's on Sony's court. Like, Sony, you gonna have that shit too, bro? What's up?
Damn.
You know?
It's gonna be a smack in the face.
Very,
like,
to
buy it here, $60 and get it on PS5 for how much? $60. Oh.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, yo, you buy one disc, you put it on your new system, you're gonna have new textures, baby. They need to do that shit. If Sony doesn't do that, ooh, boy, you know that ain't gonna look good.
I have a theory.
Oh,
I think that Microsoft got all these kind of like sucker punches loaded up.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, here's the deal. As soon as Sony launches their system, we're gonna do what they did to us last time and just come out and just trounce them with better, just boom, lay them out right there. As soon as they come out, as soon as they announce something, they're announcing something, right, guys?
Sony.
Yes, maybe.
Well, I mean,
no, I'm not asking you guys. This is what they're saying. Like,
oh, okay, got you.
Is Sony going to say anything? Okay, Sony's not going to say anything. We just need to say it's like 6 months before release. Like just say shit. Just say shit. Like they played a game of chicken with Sony, and like now they have all of these bombs they were like ready to fight them with. And there's no Sony. Sony just didn't show up to the fight.
I think also Microsoft has a different type of partnership with a lot of these publishers now due to Game Pass.
I didn't think about that.
We're giving you more money now to pay for
more money
on our service. Yeah, so it's like they're being seen in a different light as opposed to just a hardware manufacturer platform for games. Now it's like, well, you're sort of a partner because you have this digital service storefront and you've already announced 10 million people on there. So they have a closer connection outside of the norm. And I'm sure that plays a big part in all of this because as that number starts climbing, let's say next year is 20 million or whatever, then when they start talking about, hey, we want to do this new partnership, these publishers are probably going to be more eager to work with Microsoft because they're like, hey, they're helping us out. They're giving us a good chunk to get this game up of one of our games on there for 2 or 3 months. That's a big upfront money. Plus they get money from every download. So I'm sure there's some other behind the scenes partnering and relationships building from that server.
Yeah.
So are you insinuating that Game Pass? Never mind.
Oh God, that's a super inside joke. If you were not on Twitter this weekend, bro, Jesus. All right, man. Let's move on. Next question from Mr. Damien. This one it speaks to my heart. All right. Actually, to all the old school guys, you're gonna like this one, and it make you a little angry too. We'll see what happens. All right. With the fantastic remake job done on Streets of Rage 4, what other Sega Genesis classics would you like to see get similar sequels? Personally, I would kill to have a sequel to Shinobi 3. My man. Yo, haven't we talked about how Sega needs to bring back these fucking franchises, man?
Yeah,
there's so many.
Yeah, yo, who said that shit? Yo, okay, this why this motherfucker's we're not blood family, but we family, son. We family. Yeah. Joey says Golden Axe. Hell fucking yeah. Bring that shit back, man. With those graphics. Excuse me? Hold on, Sketch. Hold on. Sketch fucked me up right now, son. Eternal Champions, man.
Oh, you can make it better.
We talked about this off air that this wasn't Sega's release. They didn't publish this.
No, they didn't.
Other partnership.
So let's submit the question a little bit. What other No, they're not doing it, but it's still a Sega property. So let's just.
Tony, there was something you were excited for recently that remember they teased, but it wasn't what we thought it was.
Oh,
Virtua Fighter, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't want it in those graphics. I wanted Virtua Fighter graphics.
You want Crazy Taxi?
Yeah. But
they could.
Actually, you know what? No, yeah. Hold on. Let me read the question. Because it doesn't have to be in that style. No, it doesn't. Oh no, he's has similar sequels, so it would have to be in that style then.
It would be Shinobi because it was the team that did the original Streets of Rage.
Yeah. So Adam, to your question, it would have to be, what Sega property would you like Sega to lend to somebody? Just
see, that's what I'm saying exactly.
Yeah.
Or to the 3 studios or 4 studios, I forgot the number. I know it's 3 or 4 that actually worked on Streets of Rage. I'm sure they're going to be working on something else after this.
Yeah.
The first thing that pops up in my head though is that they're going to go back to the Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3.
Or I don't want remasters. I want fucking.
I don't want remasters either.
I want sequels.
You know how this shit works. How this shit works. We see it with Capcom doing it with all these fucking Resident Evils.
Oh, by the way, a little bit of a side tangent, but we're still talking about Streets before. Adam, remember how you were telling me you beat the game with your daughter, right? My boy, Mike, he beat the game with his son.
You see, I'm telling you, that's the thing. And my daughter only likes Roblox, Minecraft, and Animal Crossing. And I'm like, hey, you want to play some Streets of Rage? She's like, what's that? And I'm like, there's a girl that you can play as. Okay. And she just picked up. It was simple to play. She knew how to do the buttons. She was like, oh, this is great. And we played through the whole thing. She wants to keep playing because she wants to unlock all the characters.
Yeah, man. There you go.
So, it's bringing family.
Yeah, so and what happened because I was talking to Mike and he's playing fucking Skyrim right now, and I was like, yo, check out Streets of Rage 4. And then he hits me up a couple hours later. He's like, yo, I'm glad you recommend that. Me and my son beat it, and it got me to play a game with it because my mom was yelling at me that I'm playing Skyrim and letting the boy just sit there watching me play. Oh man, if we get a new Virtua Fighter, that'd be awesome. But go ahead, Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
Yo, Adam, how old's your daughter?
8.
8. Okay, cool. Give her Cuphead and let's see if she can jump on the first block.
No, why not? Tomorrow we'll try it. I have it.
Yo, to be fair though, when we were her age, we were playing shit on harder than Cuphead. Harder than Cuphead.
Almost every game on Nintendo, Mega Man, fuck.
Yo, Ninja Turtles, man, when we were 8 as shit.
No one ever finished that shit. I wish there was trophies for that now because I want to see how many people got 100%.
Yo, I want to know who beat the speeder bike chasing Battletoads, man. Fuck out of here. You know? Oh man. Well, yo, you guys are naming some good things here. Virtua Fighter out. You guys know I've been screaming about that for years, but we're kind of talking about more 2D games in this context. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shinobi. Yo, Eternal Champions fucked me up, man. That would be crazy. That would be like.
I would say they would actually make Eternal Champions a good playing game now.
Oh,
I mean, come on, that game was.
Yeah, they need to make it better.
Game.
Yeah.
But man, the fucking controls in that game were like.
I'm gonna say this though. You know what they need to do? Even though this is not exactly like hand drawn like Streets of Rage, but it can still be 2D though. Do what Arc. Give that franchise the Arc System Works, man. They do it like fucking Guilty Gear and shit. Oh,
I thought you were talking about like old Arc System Works because they were doing 2D games. Like that.
No, but I'm saying like like imagine an updated Eternal Champions with the new Arc System Works engine. That'd be fucking crazy.
I don't know if I would want. I mean, like I would think they would have to do a style that's a bit different because I don't know. Like,
you know what? You're right. Eternal Champions was more gritty.
Yeah. It was more. Yeah.
Yeah. No. You know what? I take back what I just said because that style. Even though Eternal Champions was crazy, it was not ultra over the top like that. It was a lot more controlled. You know. What about really detailed sprites? Like Marvel
versus Capcom.
Yeah.
Game.
What about something really highly pixely detailed? I haven't seen too much of that. You know, like highly detailed sprites in the modern age.
All right, so bring back Altered Beast like that.
Ooh. Yeah, you can do
from the grave.
Oh man.
The problem with Altered Beast was there was so little of it.
No, well, Brett, this is why we get a new one, man. You know,
make more.
Like
yeah, that's right. We're talking about like a new one.
We're not talking about a sequel. We're talking about a sequel, like part 2 or 3. How many Altered Beasts did they make, by the way? I only ever played the first one.
I only played the one on Genesis.
They only made there's other one, but yeah, there hasn't been. There's only really been one Altered Beast.
Okay, so yeah, Brett will be Altered Beast 2. You know.
Dope. Cool.
I want to see a story mode added to Outrun. I want to see what's going on with him and that chick.
Yeah.
They got a race. Where are they going? Where are they running from? What's the story with that?
Yo, man, yeah, Sega, lend your shit to other people, man. Let them do their thing, you know, because that'd be crazy. All right, man, I think we answered that one pretty well. Oh, go ahead, Brett. So, yeah, what Sega games would you like to see done in the style of Streets of Rage 4?
I'm genuinely having a problem answering this question because I keep thinking of new ones and forgetting old ones.
Okay.
Because I can only keep something in my head, like that my childhood flood back to me. Like off the top of my head, still it's Gunstar Heroes, Earthworm Jim, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Kid Chameleon, Shadowrun.
Treasure did that. Whatchamacallit, Gunstar Heroes, but. Yeah, bring that shit back. Fuck it. You know, like Gunstar Heroes 2?
Yeah, but...
Yes, I want nothing better more in my life, man.
Yeah. Man, by the way, this might be a dumb question. Is Treasure still around?
Yes.
What the hell are they doing?
Shit. What are they doing?
I don't know. I don't think they have the. I mean, yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but I think they're still around.
Let's look this up. I'm like, yo, what happened to Treasure, bro?
Looking on the internet. Beep, beep, bop, bop, beep, beep, boop.
The company, I'm reading this from Wikipedia, so make of it what you will. In 2010s, by 2011, the number of employees at Treasure dropped to 16. In a 2011 interview, Maegawa explained that Treasure now uses middleware to develop games, no longer using custom programming to push the hardware to the maximum levels. The company was also putting an increased focus on re-releasing their backlog as downloadable games on Virtual Console, PlayStation Network, and Xbox Live. Treasure has not released any new games since 2014, apart from re-releases of games like Ikaruga. Shit. So they're effectively...
They're a skeleton.
Yeah, check out the last two games they have here were on the 3DS. They were Geist Crusher and Geist Crusher God. Oh, damn. Geist. Who the fuck knows? Wow. What the hell is Gunstar Superheroes?
That might have been a GBA.
Yeah, that's
Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Advanced Guardian Heroes. Okay, I got you. Treasure, man. Brett, any other Sega games?
Sega.
I mean, you named a bunch of good ones, so.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Immediately football.
There you go.
There was a spiritual successor to that one.
Yeah, but
I have it on Switch now. That Mutant League Football.
No.
Yo, Barry, man, watch out for those trolls in there, man. Or bots, I should say. I'm going to read this shit, by the way, if you guys will indulge me. This is from... I can't even read that shit. Whatever. What's up? How are you? I have seen your Throwdown channel here on Twitch. My favorite Throwdown Your Questions, episode 282. Keep it up. I am going to design a cool overlay for your streaming. We got overlays, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Whoa.
You know, I'm going to make this quick for you. So follow the site in my Twitch profile banner. Best regards, talk shows and podcasts, just the best. That's a bot. That's a bot. That's a bot. Oh, man.
I'm super fan of show.
I get those from SoundCloud all the time. Like, this, like, your episode was great. Would you like to get more subscribers? Click on this. Like, hey, click on these nuts, man. I'm not clicking on nothing, you know? All right.
Clicking on nothing,
robot. You know? Go back to Mars, man. All right. Why are robots from Mars now? All right. Next up, Mr. Roman Ronan back in the house. His first question is, can you guys think of a time where delays and or extra development time was beneficial to a video game's release, but ended up being detrimental to the game series as a whole? Ooh, okay. Okay, he goes, I know it's a weird question, but I was part of a Discord conversation about Star Ocean till the end of time. It was in development for a long time, had delays, and the version that came to the States was the quote-unquote enhanced version, but it is considered one of the best games in the series, and to us, lived up to the hype. The fourth and fifth games in the series were indeed flawed, but our stance was that because 3 was good in spite of the delays, entries after 3, which is Star Ocean Till the End of Time, needed more polish or innovation. So that's interesting. So just to break it down, so what game got delayed and it benefited because of the delay, but the subsequent sequels were not good overall? Interesting question.
The Last of Us.
Oh, shit. Yo. Oh, man. Yo, I was thinking about this. I don't know how to answer it, to be honest. Like, what game benefited from a delay? And then the follow-ups were hurt because of that delay. I don't know. And why am I thinking about fried chicken right now? My mind's going some places right now, bro.
Man, I haven't had fried chicken since the 80s. Listen, any of the Assassin's Creed games, because I felt a lot of them used to get delayed all the time. There was always some weird delays, but then they would come out and then they would hit or miss, and people liked them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank, and I'm guessing the rest of you guys are too.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
Here's the thing: like, it's weird. I could liken it to comics. Most of the time, people don't. Everybody gets all crazy when comics are late, right? But they don't remember that when everything is out later on.
Yeah, think about it like this, not to go off on a tangent too much. Watchmen, right? Highly regarded as one of the greatest graphic novels of all time. You know why it's a graphic novel? Because it's 12 issues collected, and those 12 issues, most of them were fucking late all the time. Nobody talks about that, you know?
Same thing with The Dark Knight Returns. Nobody remembers that The Dark Knight Returns was late.
Yeah, all the time, you know? It's crazy. But yeah, for this specific question, I think that's really situated. I think that maybe Star Ocean is the only game, like that. Maybe there's others, I don't know, but
I mean, I don't believe that. I think there are other games, it's just we're not remembering them.
Yeah. And nobody in the chat is either. I think there's a very specific situation. I'm pretty sure they exist, obviously, but I think it's a rare instance, This is a good question, though. I like it. All right, next question. Where the hell are we? Here we go. All right, this is a cool one. Okay, if you ever thought of competitive gaming being mainstream when you were younger, so if you guys thought about this when you were younger, how is the current state of esports similar or different than your past expectations? Damn, my man's coming with some heat this week. Mm-hmm. All right, so Adam, did you ever think about competitive gaming back in the day?
Yeah, because I went to one. I went to a bunch, even when I was a kid, back with the Nintendo Champions. The Champions,
or becoming mainstream. I guess becoming mainstream. Javits. Yeah. So, did you ever imagine like it would ever get to where we are now?
I couldn't imagine anything after Nintendo. Where I didn't think anything was going to be possible on this level. This is crazy because remember, it was always seen as that side thing you do. It's not something you could brag about. It's like, I play video games. No one really talked about it unless you were into it. And now to see how mainstream it is, seeing celebrities do it, see ESPN broadcasting, Madden and FIFA and all this stuff. So I could have never predicted that because even now it's still in some areas, a lot of people just joke about it. It's like, video games, even though it makes more money than the movie industry.
The movies, yeah.
But it still doesn't get that respect. It's still joked as something for kids. Doesn't matter if it's an M rating. Doesn't matter what it's like. Oh, you play kids game. It's always going to be that way.
Yeah,
I don't see it ever changing. People are like, it's a generation.
It's because of the name, bro. Game. Game. It's like, yeah.
Once you say game, that's it. Or it triggers in certain people's minds of just kids playing it. And then that's it. You're just automatically put in there. It's like your kids go to movies too. You do that too. You listen to music. You're getting jiggy with it too. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just like, it's a game. So, no, I never predicted it would get as big as it is now. I knew it was always going to be a thing because I was like, there's always going to be people like us that play it. They don't just phase out. So it's going to be a thing, just like comic book conventions. I remember when those things used to come around and they weren't as big. It was small type venues setting. Now they're huge. Why? Because the movies and the toys and all the other video games, everything combines and opens up the world and builds it. But I could have never predicted that either.
All that other additional marketing that makes more money.
Yeah. Or like I remember that at one time when I went to, I think it was one of the first times that Manny had his own booth at a Comic-Con. I was like, oh, yeah, I can't wait. We're going to go over there. And I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm in the back. I'm like, I'm in the back. He's like, no, in the way back in the comic section. I'm like, this is a Comic-Con. It should be fucking everywhere. He says, no, they pushed all the comic artists all in like the back section. Like Comic Alley, you called it, or something like that.
Artist Alley.
Artist Alley. And I'm like, but this is what the whole shit is named after. Comic book. It should be front and center. It shouldn't be that way.
No, it's because especially with comic conventions, comic conventions are not about fucking comics.
See, there you go.
Like they're about everything else. That's what it is now. I mean, years ago, when it was a comic convention, it was actually a little smaller.
Yeah, there were smaller events.
Yeah. Not to go off on a tangent too much, but when New York Comic Con first started, for the first bunch of years, actually, people liked it a lot just because of the fact that it actually was centered on comic books, right? But then around like 2010 or something, then it became like San Diego Comic Con, where comics are just a thing in the back, It's all about getting Matt Smith out there because Doctor Who is famous right now, shit like that. Oh, man. No, so for myself, the thought never even cross my mind that like, oh, gaming is going to become, or competitive gaming is going to never even cross my mind, because like Adam said, that's just something, we did on the side. We never really talked about it too much. Like that is, like for me, I wasn't embarrassed about gaming. It was more like, these people won't understand it. I'm not going to talk to them about it. There's just no fucking point. Like back then, I'm kind of envious, not envious. Okay. I want to, maybe a little bit of envy, but okay, you know what? I found the word. I'm thankful that the younger generation doesn't have to hide that shit anymore. If you're like in your 20s and shit, you could say, hey, I like gaming, and everybody's cool with it. Like, yeah, I game too. I game.
Unlike us, even like playing in our like teens.
Yeah, even then, yeah.
People like, you still play that kid shit?
Yeah, till this day, man. And here's yeah. No, I was just gonna say, like, and Adam, you know this, like, there's still those family members that don't fucking get it, they don't fucking get it. Yeah.
And that's why I play with my kids. That's why I'm introducing my daughter to all these different games. I wanted to get into that. So that way, even if she doesn't stick with it, when she does get to that age and she's dating or whatever, meet people, and she meets a guy who says, oh, I play this game. She's not one of those girls that gets that smug, like, what? Like, that was the one thing that I liked about my wife. My wife, her brother was a big gamer, and he played a lot. So when she eventually came over to my place, I said, these are my games on the shelf. I was like, oh, yeah, I have a Guitar Hero and Rock Band in my place. My brother played a lot of this stuff, so she was cool with it. But there's a lot that were not.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, for sure,
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck, you playing games,
But I was going to tell Manny, it's like, Manny, you remember when I did the Halo that tournament? That was at Irving Plaza. That was a small venue. And that was like 2000s, right? That was 2000. Shit, I don't know, 2005, maybe it's 4 or 5. It was still in the 2000s. I remember that much. And it was at Irving Plaza. It still wasn't on that scale that we see it now.
Yeah.
So it happened quick.
Yeah, I know it did. But yeah, I don't think any of us like really imagined like, not that we didn't imagine what it would become. We just didn't imagine it would ever get anywhere, period. It's like, it's just a little side thing, Yeah,
it's to bring comics in. It was like the additional thing to comics or other things that you did, right? It's like, oh, okay, video games, a comic, or whatever else, like toys or something like that. It was just all a part of the same thing.
Yeah.
Going to movies. It was like that.
You know what I think? I think because we were, as kids, we're growing into it, but the adults that saw this, Nintendo and stuff, that was advertised to kids.
Oh, it was very much a kid thing back then.
They missed the part that it evolved.
They missed that part. Yeah.
They missed that there's an M-rated games and mature themed games, and then there's more thought process and puzzle solving. They thought it was all Mario, which is why most of our parents would just say, "Oh, you're still playing Nintendo and Mario."
Because that like the first impression they had of it is the only impression they have of it. It's still stuck. It's like you don't realize that like there are like gaming celebrities, that the industry is bigger than the movies and shit, that people they work off this shit. Like even till this day, like I try to explain some of this shit to my mom, she doesn't get it. It's like, oh, you're playing a lot of games. Like, yeah, because I make money off of that shit. I write about them. It's funny how like even outside of competitive gaming, it's like a lot of people don't understand how much money people make, or just the fact that people make a living off of gaming, whether it be streamers, developers, journalists. Like there's a lot of things that you could do within gaming and make yourself a nice living. But to a lot of people, they just think, oh, it's some dumb kid shit, Well,
that's the way most people feel about YouTubers. Now to understand, it's like, oh, they're Twitch streamers. Like, oh, well, they're wasting their life. They're doing nothing. Like, you don't know how much money. You see the subs. You see how many people are in the chat right now.
Granted, that's not a case for most of the people who stream, but the point of, the fact is, and Adam, you touched on, is like that those venues can make you money. It's not a joke, it's not a joke at all, but that's just how it is, man.
You hear people quitting their jobs and shit. There's a reason. They're not quitting out of depression when they're doing a show online every day. They're doing it because they've been making money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, and this, you've seen this happen a lot with a lot of, the people that you follow. It's like they start off small and shit, but they're still doing the regular job. Then they get to a point where like, I'm going to leave my job now. I make enough money off of this shit, Yeah. That's just how it is, man.
Recently, even right before this epidemic started, they were like, I quit my job. And I was like, they're like, I don't know if I did the right thing.
Hey. Well, I mean, if things were running correctly, they'd be okay, but shit is crazy right now. Anyway, did anybody in here ever like imagine like hey, gaming's going to become or competitive gaming is going to become mainstream. I think I can speak for all of us. I don't think any of us imagine that shit.
I don't think so. No
fucking way. You know, and that's not being negative. It's just never occurred to us.
Even when there were tournaments, like what Adam was, when the Nintendo Championships, it's like, okay, you had a little tournament.
That's it.
Yeah, it was like a publisher thing. It was a publisher sponsored event. Even the Halo one, that was a Microsoft sponsored event. I never saw it as like we're gonna have MLG. And there's gonna be some people gonna take it to the next level and dress up as furries as they compete. Are you kidding me?
Yo, Barry Burns says that Billy Mitchell saw it coming.
Billy Mitchell fucking shit. That King of Con, man. That's a classic. Till this day, that shit is real. And that's the crazy part. It's like you're like,
watch that fucking movie if you can't, people. If you're a gamer. Oh man. All right, let's move on here to Black Metal Gamer. Black. And Brian, I want you to answer this one first, man. What game have you sunk the most hours into in your entire life?
Ooh,
Warframe, right?
Well, it's got to be Warframe, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm trying to genuinely, because I know the ones I spent the most hours in are Warframe, Lost Planet 2, GTA San Andreas, and Need for Speed Most Wanted on the PS2. But since most of them don't have number tracking, I guess Warframe takes it. Yeah, Warframe takes it.
All right, there you go. All right, I'm going to go down the line here. Adam.
It's got to be The Division. If I think about it, yeah.
Like your entire life, you never played any other game?
Life, like 300. I mean, like he said, there's a lot of older shit. I'm sure I put a lot of time into, but there's no clocks for that, so I can't really count that time. So I have to go with something more recent that actually has time. I know I put in a couple hundred hours here and there, but The Division, man, I remember when I saw that number, it's like 300 something hours. I'm like, I've never seen anything that high for any game I've ever played. So I'm still amazed. I still think they're lying to me. I don't believe it. I just don't.
Oh man, that's crazy. All right, Brett, what's the game you sunk the most hours into in your life?
I think it would probably be Ark.
Oh, yeah, you played that for like years straight, man.
Dude, the last time I looked, I was like between 10 and 1,200 hours.
Jesus. Wow.
Damn.
Brian, man, you got to step your game up, bro.
Brian has more hours on Warframe.
Wait, do you?
Yeah,
I thought it was
Brian's got me beat on Warframe.
I thought Brian had 8,000 hours.
Yeah, but Brett said 1,200.
Oh, I thought he said 12,000. I'm like, Brett, damn, son. All right, never mind. Yeah.
That's a casual.
I was thinking about.
I thought he said 12,000. I'm like, Jesus Christ, are there many?
Yeah. Just the minimal 1,200. I mean, we all hit that with our games, right?
Just Brian's like,
you were just
nothing.
bitching about a game being 24 hours to be in the right length, and like 40 to 60 being too long.
Yeah, no, Brett, I thought you said 12,000, bro. Understand? I'm not just.
I raised and then dashed your hopes quite expertly.
Yeah, no, but even 1,000 is fucking incredible, bro. Man, respect. But yeah, that's nothing compared to Brian. That's bullshit compared to Brian. Oh man, all right.
Now when I think about like with FIFA, like if FIFA was just one long one, then I put in more than that amount of time of the 300. But since every year that they used to come out with another version, it's starting the clock over. It's not just one game, you know what I mean? It's like I'm playing different versions, but it's not FIFA for life. If it was something like that, I'm sure that would have been maxed out years ago.
Yeah.
But,
Manny.
It's funny because I can't actually remember any like times because a lot of games like you, they don't give like a time, but let's see. I guess the one that I remember the best is that I froze the clock in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh shit!
And apparently it stops at over a little bit over 99 hours. And yeah, I don't know how many more hours I played after that, but it was a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of the answer for like a lot of us. Like, I don't fucking know, like.
No, I mean,
does no one have a clock? Well,
no, because back then it's back in the day. Like I must have put hundreds of hours into Street Fighter games, Capcom fighting games in general, fucking the first Tomb Raider, like Virtua Fighter, but there's no clock, so there's absolutely no way for me to know. So it's hard. Again, I've done it but I'm pretty sure I put hundreds of hours into games. I just can't fucking remember. GTA, you already know. I went fucking ham on those games, you know? But for this generation specifically, you know, this console generation, Monster Hunter, because it has a clock. It's like 238 hours or something like that. Division came close, so Division 2, I don't know. Adam, again, I'm like, how the fuck did I get that many hours into this shit?
Time flies.
You know? Assassin's Creed Odyssey is another one. That game, I got to 120 hours. I'm like, I need to stop playing this fucking game. But you know how I am. I'm like, I got 100% everything. So like, Tony, there's an out. See what the platinum requirements are. When I saw that it was easier to get the platinum than to get 100% again, I'm like, okay, that's it. That's my out. I need to get off this boat. You know? It was crazy. Oh, man. But yeah, back in the day, yo, if you add all the hours I put into fighting games in the 90s, man, holy shit. I'm pretty sure I would have had Brian beat in fucking Warframe easily, you know? Like, those muscle memories are still there, man. I could probably beat all you guys in my sleep. I'm just saying. Oh, Adam, when we fighting, bro? What's up?
Well, except for maybe Chris.
Yeah, Chris, we got to go because I don't know your skills yet, man. You know,
man, I was gonna say, like, I would think the game I sunk the most time into was Street Fighter 2.
Yeah,
that was like every day in junior and senior high school. I go to the bodega and play at the same place.
Yeah, yo, Manny, remember like after school, like, you know, you'd come over to my house and shit, and we because there was no training mode in these games back then, right?
Yeah, we just play versus mode.
So we play versus mode, and we would practice throwing Hadoukens at each other just to get the movement down, you know? You know? Like, we would do shit like that. And I remember, Street Fighter 2, man, that may have been it for me. You know, like, or the Street Fighter, and I'm talking about all the iterations. Street Fighter Alpha. I went crazy. You guys don't even know, man. With fighting game, Manny knows and shit. Like, fighting games were crazy back then, man.
People don't understand. Shit got real for the arcades, though, because I remember people doing that at home, and then you can go to the arcade and plug in your controller.
That's right.
Controller. You know, you can, that way you can really...
Yeah, I didn't do that, but it was like playing at home helps you practice for the arcade. Okay. You know, that's what, like, the hardcore guys, that's what they did. They're like, okay, going home, get this game, practice, come to the arcade and whip some ass, you know? And then they get fucked up by the Korean kids, you know?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Who somehow have been playing more hours than you have.
Yeah, like, how, bruh, you know? Yeah, because I remember back then, you know, like, Manny, you're right. I was really fucking good, right, in Street Fighter, right? When I play a Korean guy, though, forget about it. It's getting jacked up, you know?
The only thing, like when there was, like, always, like a better player or something that you went,
yeah.
Like, I never liked those sorts of situations because they were relentless. They never, like, you know, I mean, I'll actually say, you know, if you're not that good, but, you know, come on, give me a little. You know,
Bro, check this out, man. Just whatever you're talking about, Tony. Just imagine playing Super Street Fighter 4 in an arcade in fucking Japan against a fucking Japanese person.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm glad you brought up Street Fighter 4, bro. Because I go into Street Fighter 4, right? The first week or so, I was whipping everybody's fucking ass online, right? And then dudes got really good. Like a week afterwards, I'm like, what happened? Like, basically, what happened? You know, like, this is the way I consider myself. Like I was the Mike Tyson of fighting games in my neighborhood, right? So I'm Mike Tyson in my prime, right? Nobody's fucking with me, right? I go online, I gotta fight Godzilla now. That's how I felt.
You know what you did? You know what you had? You had an art school moment. You went to... You essentially, you know, you're the best. You know, you think you're the best artist. You were the best artist in your little tiny school, but then you walked over to art school and everybody was fucking awesome.
Yep. Yeah. And by the way, when I'm saying I had to fight Godzilla, I don't mean like a dude dressed like Godzilla. I'm talking about actual Godzilla. Mike Tyson. I don't give a fuck how ill he is, man. Godzilla's stomping on him. It's over. You know, when I fight some of these guys, I'm like, yo, how are they doing that? Like you said, man, they're relentless, boy. Like, because when we used to play fighting games, we used to set up rules and shit. You know, no throwing, no cornering, you know, shit like that. You know, but these guys online, like, I'm like, if I want to win against these guys, I gotta be fucking ruthless.
They will trap you in a corner.
They all fucking day, man. You know, but I will say this though, man. Even those guys, some of those guys would beat me. I give them hell, man. They had to work for that fucking shit. You know. Like Mike, Godzilla's trying to stomp on Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's faster than Godzilla. Godzilla will still get him in the end, but it'll take him a little while. All right, Carlos, what game have you sunk the most hours into in your life?
Well, similar to what you guys experienced, it's like I know it's definitely Halo 2 because I used to,
Gotta do it when we talk about Halo, baby.
Yo, so yeah,
and his son played Robin in Batman.
Wait,
what? Marty, what's his name?
Remember, his son was in the George Clooney Batman. He was the Robin. He was an actor.
Oh, what's his face? Chris McDonald or whatever?
McDonald. His dad is the one that produced the score.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
The composer.
Okay. Yeah, he was a composer, and then he went to Destiny, got fired for the sexual harassment and all that.
Shit. All right. Anyway, Carlos, go ahead. Halo 2.
Yeah, Halo 2. Just because that's all I did for like maybe 2 years of my life. That was in high school, like early high school. Because that's like one of the first games in consoles where it was online. So I would make a lot of friends online and with my friends from school that played also. Like we used to just hang out in the lobbies because there wasn't like a voice chat system for Xbox. It's like you had to get into Halo to chat. So sometimes what we used to do is we used to all like join a little lobby and then watch a game, like a live game.
When it had voice masking in Halo?
So it's like
if you were a kid, they wouldn't know you were a little kid, so you could switch it.
Oh yeah, yo, man, Halo. What happened? But yeah, so since that doesn't have like an hour counter to the games, the one that I can definitively say I played the most is Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm.
Into this house we're born. Over 2,000 hours.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's my Warframe, but it's not. I'm pretty sure I didn't put as many hours as Brian did.
Yeah, I don't think I put as many hours into any. Like, if you take every single game I've ever played in my entire life, I don't think I matched Brian, man. Yeah, I'm exaggerating. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I could match Brian in Street Fighter, though, man. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure all the hours I put into every game in my life doesn't match Big Mike for 1 year.
Oh, shit. Yo, Mike, you good?
Yo, Big Mike goes in, man.
Yo, I forget the actual number. It's like, let's just say for the sake of argument, it's like 8,000 hours and shit in a year. Big Mike gets like 7,500 hours in games. Like, yo.
When he sent that screenshot, I could have swore somebody was boosting. Like, it looks like
it was
boosting. Numbers where you have a whole family and they all play under one account. Because I'm like, when do you sleep? When do you shit? When do you eat? It was just nonsense. And I talked to him about it, and he was like, no, it's just him. There's nobody else. He has a kid that would come over, a family member, and hang out. But no, he doesn't have other people playing under his profile. So I'm like, how can you dedicate that much time? That's not watching TV. That's not doing anything. Maybe like breathing, and then just constant playing. It was ridiculous, these numbers.
Yo, think about it. Big Mike gets as many hours in a game, in gaming in 1 year as Brian has in all of Warframe, son. Jesus. Yo, Big Mike, man, you crazy. Anyway, Chris, what game have you sunk the most hours into?
No, I was saying Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, Street Fighter 2, that's right. I think we got everybody. Oh, man, yo. Shout out to Big Mike, man.
No, arcade. I used to go
to the bodega, man.
I haven't tried. Does Street Fighter 5 have a lobby system?
I'm assuming
Street Fighter 5, yeah.
Like you do like a private and do a lobby and we all take turns and we play.
Put the quarter down and shit.
It didn't at launch. I don't know if it did afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know if it does.
Because if it does, we should do that. We should play that.
It didn't have spectator. I'm down.
I'm about to wreck some fools, son.
Yeah, I'm not gonna win because I know, like, I haven't fucking played in years. But I want to play. Like,
but we're not playing tomorrow, so you got time to practice.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll make it for the next weekend. If we'll find it, I'll try it this week and see if there's a lot.
Yeah, give it a shot, man.
No, I'm pretty sure there is. Oh, it didn't have It didn't have spectator mode to launch Street Fighter 5.
It should have it by now. They freaking
it should have it by now.
Super Champion Edition or whatever.
The Mega Ultra Butter Edition.
Yeah, the Butter Edition. All right, next question from Black Metal Gamer. Black. What direction should Naughty Dog go moving forward? Would you think focus on less cinematics and more on gameplay might be a better idea? What are what about your thoughts in general about where they should go?
Netflix cartoon series.
What?
Give up on games.
Just bring the last. That's what they like doing, these cinematic shit. Yeah. Just make a series like that for Netflix.
Yeah, Brian, go ahead, bro.
I'm not too sure. I don't know. Like, where can they actually go?
The movies.
That's what I'm saying. Walk away from gaming. Leave the gaming part.
I heard about that Uncharted stuff, man.
Oh,
is it good?
I don't know.
Basura. No. They got Tom Holland to be fucking
Nathan Drake.
Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man.
Oh, the kid.
Yeah, the kid.
He's too young.
He was talking about how Uncharted was postponed. Also, Marky Mark's in it, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought Marky Mark was gonna be the.
That was the other one. That was the other one. That was the one that was canceled. That movie, you know.
Marky Mark's Sully now.
Yes.
He is. He's still in it. Yeah. All right. He's still in it.
Fucking stupid Marky Mark. Fuck was the question again? Oh yeah, Naughty Dog. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I can't see Tom Holland. He's a little kid.
Well, he's not a kid actually, but he looks like.
Yeah, he looks like it. Yeah.
Well, he's in his 20s. He's definitely not in his 30s and close to 40s. That's the way I saw Nathan Drake.
Yo, Brooklyn Bear says Uncharted movie. Neil said that he has zero involvement in it. LOL, aka he hates the idea. Probably, you know. He also says focus story first. Giant set pieces. Probably. I think they're gonna keep doing the same shit they're gonna be doing. You know. But the question is, what direction should they go? Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. Don't care.
Yeah, I can't say that I
don't really care.
Just whatever they do. I mean, you know, to be honest, it's like stick to your wheelhouse. Whatever works. Right?
So bring back Jack and Daxter. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Unless like, you know. Oh, I can't make that joke on air. Fuck. All right. Remind me. I'll tell you guys off air. Oh, okay, but no, I'm not gonna chance it. I'm not gonna chance it. I'm not gonna chance it. This was only thrown out for 5 years ago. I don't know. I guess none of us have an answer for this one.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if whatever they're doing is working, then just stick to it, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I say, I mean, do a kind of like a Ratchet and Clank type game or something.
Well, that's Jack and Daxter. Jack and Daxter. Yeah. They have it already, you know.
Yeah, do a Dexter and Jack.
Yeah, Daxter. Yeah, the reverse, right?
Yeah, because I mean, it's like Uncharted and The Last of Us. It's, you know, they're pretty much under the same mold. So it's like if they're, I don't want them to do Last of Us 3.
Yo, weren't they supposed to do a fucking space game?
Yeah, that was actually Santa Monica.
Santa Monica. That's right. It was Santa Monica.
That was the game that they were developing, both God of War and this other mysterious game at the same time.
Yeah. I don't think any of us really care. All right, moving on. Next up.
I don't care.
Don't care. Hey, we keep it real on Throwdown, man. We don't care. You know, it's just how it is.
That's like that's Tommy Lee Jones from the future.
Hold on. Brooklyn Bear says continue Uncharted with Drake's daughter. She can be the new quote unquote Lara Croft type figure in the game industry.
Yeah, but then that'd be another Tomb Raider shit. No one wants that.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. All day digital, man. First question. All day, yeah. First question. Do you guys think that Evo will be a disaster because tournament players have to participate in online play only? Yeah, for you guys who know, just a little bit of context. So Evo this year is not canceled per se, but they are going to be having the show via online tournaments. And a lot of people are like, oh, this is going to be a disaster because a lot of fighting games have shitty netcode. So, yeah, in that context, this Evo sounds like it's going to be fucking, bad, you know?
Yeah, people complain about it even when they're playing right next to each other. It's like, yo, man, your fighting stick, there's something up with your stick, or you're playing with a controller. It's like, oh, the input lag, something's wrong.
How are you going to prove someone's using a regulation fight stick?
That's right, yeah.
They could hold up anything, and then they have their custom rig under the table. Just put that shit up.
Exactly. Yeah, it could be all bullshit.
And here's another one I was thinking about, right? What if, like, let's just say, for sake of argument, it disconnects, right, during a crucial moment. Oh, it disconnected. It didn't disconnect. Like, it didn't disconnect, by accident. You pulled the plug, you fucking rage quitter. Like, how are they going to prevent shit like that, You
can't.
So it's like, so you have that. You have, like, you don't know what these guys are using, if they're using regulations, because you're supposed to use regulation shit. And then on top of it, you have rage quitters or somebody doing some crazy shit with their online to make it lag a little bit or whatever,
So, do you have to pay to watch? Is there some financial gain that they feel the need to do this in this method?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean,
because it doesn't sound like something that should be done unless there's some.
Yeah, when you went to the event, you paid. To part.
So then, I bet you that's why they're doing it, because they know it's not going to work. It's like with Georgia giving out licenses to kids that don't have to take the driver's test from this whole thing. It's like, oh, just do the written, it's okay. No, it's not.
What? That's not the same? What the fuck?
That's not the thing. They're doing it, though. They're doing it. So it's the same shit. It's all about the fucking money. No one caring if it's right or wrong. This shit is not going to work. They're going to lag. People are going to cheat. There's going to be all kinds of issues. It's not a controlled environment. That's the main reason why they do everything on site. And like, Chris said, people bitch about controllers and stuff. They're going to bitch even more about this. No one's going to take whoever wins this shit serious.
My thing is like, I think it would have been better just to completely cancel the shit. Just completely, like, because you're right. Like, no matter who wins, people are going to question it. People are going to question the whole thing. Like, oh, did he do something, this, that? Oh, did you see that shit lag? Did he do this, that, other thing? Everything's going to be up in the fucking air now, I think they should cancel it, but, maybe we should just tune in for the disaster. It's going to be a fucking disaster. And there's going to be, let's just be real here. Some of the actual tournament guys are going to be like, oh, I lost because of the connection lag. Making up fucking excuses and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe people prepaid already, and this is their way of not trying to give them their money.
No, refund. Yeah, no. You should give them a refund. You paid so much for a stream, man. That's an experience going to Evo.
Yeah, man. Because not only do you go to watch, you go to participate in some of the smaller shit.
You want to scream. You want to be in those YouTube highlight videos.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if I went to Evo, I'd be like, yeah, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I agree. They should have just canceled the whole thing.
They should have canceled it. Yeah. I don't think there's anything more to say about that. Like, Evo is going to be a glorious fucking disaster, man.
At least this year.
This year's going to be bad, yeah. It's like, they should have just canceled this shit.
I mean, that's the whole shit that we're seeing even with all these sporting leagues that are shut down. Because eventually they're like, oh, we're going to open up. Well, how much of a season do you have left? Oh, maybe 2 or 3 months. No one's going to give a shit about it. It's never really going to count. Now all the teams are going to be played. Now all the games are going to be played. Oh, shit.
They got to have something.
Yeah, well, they got to have something to... Do it like ESPN's way. Just point to video games. They're like, what does Madden say today? What does FIFA say today? And
simulate the season.
Simulate the season. Because right now with the EPL, they're talking about Liverpool is on the top of the table, and they said, "Fuck it, we'll just give them the trophy." Is that fair?
What?
They could have lost all the other matches. Well, they're the front runners, so the Unleague just did that. They gave it to Paris Saint-Germain. They're like, "Ah, fuck it, we're ending the season. You had the most points so far. You win." Okay, they should have just scrapped it, but no. So. What happens if it's a final battle in Evo? Somebody disconnects or some shit. The other guy automatically wins because do they do a retry or anything? Nope.
Yo, imagine Brooklyn Bear says RIP Smash Brothers Online. You imagine trying to fucking do a tournament playing your Switch?
Yo. Oh,
that shit has trouble playing in local co-op. No. No, thank you.
Evo, man. All right, yo, yeah. Anyway, any last thought? I think we're done here, man.
Oh, wait a minute.
What's up?
What if? Well, there's still going to be some lag, but I was thinking, what if the games that they play, you have to log in and remote stream play? That's how they control the gaming aspect of it.
I see what you're saying, but there's going to be lag, yeah.
Of course, that's what it's still going to be legal, but that's the only way they can control the game itself.
It's going to be inevitable, man. Someone's going to blame the Russians and shit for someone losing.
Oh, shit.
Man, yeah. All right, man. I think we're done here, people. So, yeah, thank you for watching and listening. Leave us your questions in the Throwdown Discord server, and we'll answer them on next week's show. Subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at The Throwdown Show. Links are located in the description below. Once again, our show is Tony Polanco. Tenacion by Emilio Lopez.
See you later, guys.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Brett Murdoch.
It's been real, party people.
Adam Vale.
Finally happened. Last Kingdom season 4 is out. Watch.
Oh, is it in the butter place?
It's there, but it's on Netflix. Netflix bought it from BBC.
Oh, excuse me.
That was the whole issue. They bought it, and it was like, "Oh, we're bringing back the cast and everything." It was like years went by, no one heard shit, and then last week, fucking poof, self-dropped the whole thing.
Crazy. And Brian Manjoma.
I'm really surprised that they wanted Ellie to go find the 6 stones so that she can wipe out half the universe. It's a very odd plot, The Last of Us 2.
Oh, man. Yeah, they fucked up the whole thing, man. All right, man. We'll see you on Thursday. Thursday, by the way, people, Thursday is also going to be the day where they air Inside Xbox. So you know it's going to be a hot throwdown that day, boy. Ooh, just can't wait.
Bitey.
Oh, man. All right, man. Later.
Later, guys.
Jesus.